Not much to figure out. Start with the right. They were like,
Oh, I thought it was memorizing.
no, it's easy. I'm Russian.
Oh, I told her to log into recording. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Or no, not lead the room. Sorry, that's
Sit down. All right, thank you. Nikita for roll call.
Hi, good evening, everybody. We're going to do roll call before the Pledge of Allegiance today. Dante DiGregorio.
Here.
Tess Sullivan. Here. Marina Colonis. Here. Miguel Hoyos.
Here.
Benjamin Tawney.
Present.
Judy LaRose.
Present.
Brianna Acosta. Here. Isabella Ba. Here. Joshua Ballesteros.
Here.
Ali Barone. Here. Monica Budzina.
Here.
Zaria Lynn Campbell. Present. William Dempsey.
Here.
Donovan Dodson. Jacob Fahrenholz.
Here.
Nicole Lennon. Here. Jamie Goldberg.
Here.
Alexandra Hallett. Lynn Jackman. Here. Alex Logan. Here. Malcolm Mann.
Here.
Paige Marshall. Madison Mello.
Here.
Katie Mesa.
Here.
Josh Mahalos. Kristen Montrond.
Here.
Marcus Chico.
Here.
Joseph Rapaffetti. Ed Reed.
Here.
Marcus Rocha.
Here.
Chris Russell.
Here.
Jason Sanchez. John Seguin. Eddie Silva Ramos.
Here.
Melissa Toshkin. Here. Jasmine Valdez. Lucas Weber. Cindy Kozel. Here. Perry Levis.
Here.
Melissa Marcotte. Michael Kane.
Here.
Michael Warren.
Here.
Ted Zito. Matthew Jakes.
Present.
Thank you, everybody. We'll do that 3 more times tonight.
Okay, so once the chatter's all set, once you guys are done talking, this is our last election of the year, so thank God for that. So this is the election of the speaker and the deputy speaker role. I'm going to do a brief overview of what these roles are as outlined in our bylaws. The Parliament Speaker presides over meetings of Parliament and votes in the event of a tie, is the Parliamentarian of Parliament, suspends unruly members and or guests for the remainder of the meeting, enforces a due observation of the conflict of interest policy, responsible for all described duties ascribed to the Bylaws Adjudication Commission, and shall perform such other duties as are prescribed by Parliament. Then, for the Deputy Speaker, performs the duties of the Speaker in his/her absence or disability, voting in the event of a tie, and otherwise has full voting rights as Deputy Speaker, assists the Speaker in the efficient administration of Parliament meetings, presides over meetings of the Conditions and Services Committee, and votes in the event of a tie. Responsible for all described duties ascribed to the Conditions and Services Committee, and serves as the recording secretary for all meetings and proceedings of the Bylaws Adjudication Commission. I also want to announce really quickly before we get into it, if your name is on the ballot or on the agenda and you're not interested in the role anymore, you can just simply say that you no longer want to run for the position once it gets to you. And also I'd like to amend the agenda to add remarks by the e-board positions following the Speaker and Deputy Speaker elect remarks in the order of President down to Treasurer, so it'd be President, Vice President, Secretary, and then Treasurer. So I make a motion to amend that. Seconded by Representative Reed. Any discussion? All in, yes? Miguel?
Isn't that like a separate meeting? Are we in the election meeting now and then that meeting?
technically is not part of any other meeting, so we're just adding it to this one so they have the opportunity to give remarks.
Okay, so you're talking about the non-election meeting?
No, to this meeting, to after the speaker and deputy speaker so that they can all give their remarks.
So during the election meeting, you want?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other opinions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Alright, passed. And then, all of the proxies have been validated, and I yield the gavel to Speaker Tomini to approve the leaves.
Yep, I'm just gonna go over leaves really quick. First, I'm seeking a motion to approve Brianna Santos. She has work after class and was unable to attend the elections meeting. She's a new member. So I'm seeking a motion to approve her leave. Motion by Rep. Mann, seconded by Rep. Buzina. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, I call the question. All in favor? Any opposed? Leave approved. Secondly, Samuel Cabranes, he has class till 7:50. Once again, he's a new member, so like his schedule conflicts with. Yeah, you guys know what I mean. Anyway, I'm seeking a motion to approve his late leave. He should try to arrive maybe before the elections meeting. And motion by Rep. Mesa, seconded by Rep. Campbell. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, I call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, leave approved. Next, Josh Mihalos, he was sick, so he was unable to attend the meeting tonight. I'm seeking a motion to approve Josh Mihalos' leave. Motion by Rep. Rocha, seconded by Rep. Silva Ramos. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, I call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next, Alexandra Howlett. She has a chorus concert rehearsal tonight. She's unable to attend. I'm seeking a motion to approve Alexandra Howlett's leave. Motion by Rep. Rocha, seconded by Deputy Speaker LaRose. I call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Leave approved. Let's see, next. Paige Marshall. She was unable to attend tonight because she has work, so I'm seeking a motion to approve Paige Marshall's leave. Motion by Vice President Sullivan, seconded by Rep. Budzina. I call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passed. Approved. Ted Zito, he's on a family vacation this week, I believe in the Carolinas. So I'm seeking a motion to approve Ted Zito's leave for tonight. Motion by Rep. Mann, seconded by Rep. Mesa. I call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Leave passed. And then last but not least, Jonathan Seguin was not able to attend tonight because he's also feeling under the weather. So I'm seeking a motion to approve Jonathan Seguin's leave. Motion by Rep. Goldberg, seconded by Rep. Acosta. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, those are all the leaves.
Can I make a motion for all new members to raise their hands because you're not on the attendance list for Nikita?
Yeah.
So,
And can you say your name out loud, starting with Norman Sweatshirt?
Connor O'Neill.
Connor O'Neill, thank you. Next,
Aiden Delatois.
Aiden. Okay, Grace Martin. And then,
Dominic Espinel.
alright, thank you, and that's everybody who is their first meeting tonight, correct? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Nikita. I now yield the gavel back to President DiGregorio to do his thing.
Okay, really quickly before we get into the speaker remarks, I did want to announce that in order to win this election, you have to get 20 votes. So first we have remarks by our candidate, Isabella Ba. Are you still not doing this one? Okay.
Let me exit out of that.
Okay, sounds good. So then first we have remarks by Representative Budzina.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Monica Budzina, and I'm a junior. I'm double majoring in political science and public administration, and I'm also minoring in international non-government organizations. I'm also the president-elect of the Political Science Club as of last Friday, so that's very exciting. And tonight I just want to share my goals for speaker with you all. First, I want to ensure that meetings run in a more productive manner by teaching everyone how to communicate in a succinct way and be effective when driving a point home. This can be achieved by holding more seminars that teach both Parliament and the e-board how to run meetings in a more effective manner by using Robert's Rule of Orders. We first had a meeting about those rules at the start of the semester that I'm sure you all remember and were able to learn a lot from, because I definitely did. There are parts of the rules that help to put a meeting back on track when it has drifted too far from the original agenda, as well as parts that would impose time restrictions on debate, which I think are tools that we can all utilize if we were able to understand them, and I want to bring that knowledge to you as your speaker. We all have such busy schedules with school, work, clubs, and our home lives, and I want to recognize the sacrifice that you all make to attend these meetings. I want to include speaker memos in the emails that are sent out in the days leading up to our meetings. These speaker memos would kind of act as a TLDR, a too long didn't read, and contain a short paragraph summarizing the information that's contained in the original agenda and meeting materials, which would include a quick overview about the clubs that are presenting, what certain motions would entail, and what we will be voting on in every meeting. I think that a brief overview in these emails would be a helpful tool to keep everyone on track in our meetings. Even if you can't read the entire email, when you're provided with a short memo about what's going on in the meeting's agenda, you are better enabled to have meaningful conversations than if you were to just come in blind. Finally, I want to ensure that the clear communication also extends outside of SCG meetings by sending out emails summarizing the content of the meeting that we had that week and sharing any important decisions or votes that were made in a brief manner. This helps to keep us accountable and on top of things if we are unable to attend a meeting for its entirety. Thank you for considering me as your speaker for the 2026-2027 school year, and I look forward to the productive conversations that are to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Budzina. Up next, we have Representative Marcus Rocha.
Is this a good night? Let's move this up a little bit. Good evening, everybody. To reintroduce myself, I'm Marcus Rocha, an eager first-year student simply waiting for the chance to become more involved within student community government. However, today is when I stop waiting for the chance to come to me and instead seize the opportunity myself. Now let me take you back real quick to SCG's second meeting of the year. I'd run back and forth from school to my house over the Washington Bridge and back during rush hour traffic, all because I thought the outfit I had wouldn't meet Parliament standards. Convinced that I just needed to fit in with this group, scared to stick out around the table, but nonetheless, having no SCG background, an ill-fitting outfit, and a lack of meeting materials made me feel like all eyes were on me, that I didn't belong at this table. It wasn't until Riley Jackman sat next to me and walked me through my very first meeting that I felt like maybe I could have a future here. Since then, I have worked to build a network of resources, gain exposure in addressing large groups, and learn the ins and outs of student community government itself. The skills I have worked to obtain in preparation have heavily impacted my ability to help SCG and Rick in the speaker position. Focusing on my communication and networking skills, I have gained a plethora of guest speakers able to come to Parliament meetings. However, we all know the feeling of when we are only halfway through the agenda and it's already nearing 9 o'clock. My suggestion is to move these future speakers, like Rick department heads and state government officials, to special meetings on some of Parliament's off weeks. With special meetings following a different agenda than the Parliament one, representatives would be encouraged and given the chance to gain different perspectives, workshop ideas, and even network with the speakers themselves. Paid meetings such as these would further incite collaboration amongst Parliament members, as well as SCG and administration, further supporting our Vice President-elect LaRose's #BridgeTheGap initiative. Additionally, having experience as the president of the class of 2029 and as a healthcare worker, I have extensive exposure in aiding large groups, ensuring productive work is being completed. What I have found is the sooner you provide context and support, the more successful a group can be. Therefore, as speaker, I would assist with the processes that go into sending out meeting reminders and materials with an emphasis on sending them out to Parliament well in advance and getting updates to policy more regularly. By aiding our office coordinator with processes behind the scenes, Joan will be able to spend more time guiding incoming members, clubs, and those currently within the corporation. Furthermore, time spent both at our Parliament meetings and shadowing President Di Gregorio as he runs executive board meetings has further taught me what it takes to oversee and use Robert's rules in these settings effectively. Beyond getting input from our current executive board and Parliament members, I craved more knowledge about the position and the impact it can hold. Those who know me know that when something's important to me, I'm going to do everything I can to make it happen. Therefore, I connected with former Speaker Gianna Delmonico, where she was able to educate me even more on where I could go with this position to help better Parliament. Beyond behind-the-scenes research, reading our bylaws, and educating myself on the hearing processes of the Adjudication Commission, I've also practiced in front of you all. Some of you may remember my name being on the agenda recently, as I not only work to fulfill my representative responsibilities, but also practice addressing Parliament with policy work like a resolution. A lot of this was trial by fire work, but with my speaker position, I could benefit new members by tweaking our orientation process to better educate those coming in on responsibilities and processes. Alongside the deputy speaker, we could instill the open door feeling that SCG should exhibit. Finally, if it's not clear enough, I have a true love for gaining knowledge and asking questions. In doing so around the office, I've been able to gain insight about past rulings, learn more about the governing body's procedures and policies, and overall become more knowledgeable about SCG. While I've been a part of 4 of the corporate committees that have each added to my repertoire, SOC has been the most eye-opening to my love for working with policy. While writing and updating can be tiresome and grueling to others, I find that I get to play detective, searching for gaps or loopholes in some areas and finding the missing puzzle piece for others. Being the chair of bylaws would be the perfect place to put these detective skills to use, alongside when addressing which representative should be chairing our newest committees. Interviews and questionnaires will be a helping hand when making this decision, although I still plan to consult with the executive board peers as well. Working alongside the executive council, guest speakers, and representatives, I truly believe many opportunities can come out of my work here in the role of speaker. By doing both work in front of you and behind the scenes, SCG will undoubtedly be able to hold this role accountable, and I'm ready to be put to the test. Thank you everybody for your time, especially Riley Jackman, because you never know how 5 minutes of kindness and support can lead somebody to do something they never thought they were capable of. Thank you all again, and hopefully you'll be hearing more of my voice in the year to come.
Thank you, Representative Rocha. Do we have any write-in candidates for speaker? Do we have any write-in candidates for speaker? Do we have any write-in candidates for speaker? Okay, that's not happening. All right. Now we will do balloting. Do all of you know how to use RickConnect? Go on RickConnect, and if the SCG homepage should have the ballots available.
Join our roster. If you're not already, it'll say like big blue box. It'll say join as a member. If you need help, raise your hand. I can go run up and help you, orientation style. But it should be live. I'm looking at Marina's thing. It's working.
Oh, I can go.
Where do I find the ballots?
Thank you, Jimmy.
This one?
Yeah.
Wait, that's not.
So you're gonna go to.
So just like we're gonna know what we're gonna do. We're gonna take my laptop. We're all gonna look at it and say, "That's good," and then we're gonna come back and that's done.
Tess,
What's up?
it says you're not eligible to vote on my page.
Miguel's also looks crazy.
I'm adamant, it's probably.
It's, can somebody else help?
I can
Miguel, I'm gonna get Kristen. Kristen, I'm gonna work on yours right now.
Thank you.
Thank you everybody for being patient.
You got to vote. I've been.
When's the new one? I got it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. She's coming over. Of course, it's all nice.
So your screen should fold it down.
Well, actually, wait,
Ah.
guys.
Oh,
You guys.
And then I did that.
Wait, scroll up.
Mine tapped.
I said it's right.
Yeah, same here.
So it's like the last one.
And you.
Just reflect that.
Yeah, both, you're fine.
Yes.
No, I think
You don't have to do anything.
Excuse me, everyone. Once you're done voting, put your card up, just so I know that you are done. Thank you. You guys can keep talking. You miss it. You miss it.
I'm sorry.
I know.
The only one that can vote.
Yeah, she's locked out of. She's on Rick Connect. She can't accept the.
You know, it's the gremlins.
It's the.
Alright, are you on? Is anybody else at Work Connect also not working? No? Okay.
No, we have two proxies. All set?
And I need Will, do someone come out, and then I need someone, Johnny.
Okay.
Single one.
But for today, it's just While they are doing their thing, also just a plug, if you have your own various orgs and it's election time, you might think to utilize Rick Connect for your elections. If they haven't happened already, I'll talk about Rick Connect all day long. It's a way, it's like historical data for your club forever and ever and ever. It lives on. You cannot see who voted for who, so the votes are anonymous. And you can plug it all day long.
Make sure you guys click vote. I just realized I didn't click vote. Like I did the form and then you have to click vote again. So yeah, just double check. And it has to say like submitted.
Okay, let me make sure it has to refresh the screen.
Yeah. Yeah, it says thanks for voting. I don't know why.
Skill issue or something. Sorry.
Were you guys?
I'm sorry.
Did that happen to anyone else?
No, I'm just like thinking of this.
There's a whole budgeting tab, bro. Like,
No, it's not.
We would be de facto president.
I know, but like not learning.
Josh, you sure you don't want He likes being right here. If you wanna be with your friends, it's fine. Yeah.
Were there any baking practices?
Okay, that's just creepy.
That's not very nice.
He was like,
Oh, oh, him.
Malcolm.
I wasn't looking at you.
I know you're talking about. Oh, you're talking about Monica?
Yeah.
She's worried about the election. She's spilling grapes away.
I'm a little stressed. I just like my pants. Circa 2 minutes.
You're not on enough emails or enough things already. I heard that you're. I heard that you're.
He's like, ask me how much we spent.
She's treasurer for debate.
Yeah.
Treasurer for debate. Yeah, you're not on enough emails. You have enough.
No, really fast. So it's basically like the grind never stops. Yeah. You don't exist yet. I mean, you're just gonna be hearing it anyways. It might just be something. Oh my god. Show me that. Thanks, girl. I did what I said. I said. I don't. Do you know what slideshow for that?
So after this, he's like, shit.
Having received a majority of votes cast, Marcus Rocha is hereby declared to have been elected to the office of the Speaker for a term of 1 year beginning June 1st, 2026.
Congratulations, Representative Rocha. You guys can all put your cards back down, it's not confusing. Okay. We'll now move on to remarks by our candidates for Deputy Speaker. First, we have remarks from Representative Madison Mello.
Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Just to introduce myself, my name is Madison Mello. I'm a junior here, but please everybody call me Maddie. And I'm a double major in chemistry and mathematics, and I have a minor in educational studies. But to begin, hello everybody. Hope we're all doing well tonight. My reason for standing here today started with a decapitated mouse. My freshman dorm had a serious mouse problem, and after 2 pretty traumatic encounters, I went to my RA looking for some kind of support. And I was told, and I quote, "Oh well." A few weeks later, after a brutal calculus exam, I walked into my room and found a mouse dead underneath my desk, its head caught in the trap. Do you want to know what I was told? Oh well. And I was left to get rid of its body. That experience is exactly why I'm running today. No one should have their concerns, no matter how big or small, dismissed like that. No one should feel invalidated by the community that's supposed to support them. That's why I believe in something very simple: constructive complaining. I genuinely enjoy hearing what frustrates people, even the small things, because those small things are how you get to know someone. By getting to know someone, that's how you build trust, and so that's how you build a community. I want to create a space where any student can come to me and be heard. Through my experiences as a student athlete, orientation leader, peer mentor, and peer tutor, I've spoken with students all across campus. I've seen firsthand the concerns that many people carry, especially our first year students, who often feel like they have to just accept things because they don't know any better. That silence lasts all 4 years here at RIC, and it impacts the experience that they get out of here. It impacts their sense of community. I want to change that. If elected, I want to reshape the Deputy Speaker role into a more visible, approachable, and student-focused position. The position needs a heavy dose of PR revamping. That starts with outreach. I want to create campaigns that encourage students to come to Parliament, or simply just come talk to me about anything that's affecting their experience here at RIC. We also need to make SCG a more diverse and accessible environment. One of the best ways to do that is getting students involved early on. I've been shadowing Deputy Speaker LaRose for months, working on ways to better introduce SCG to the new students, starting with stronger outreach through better tabling at the orientation programs. I also want to expand and improve town halls. The idea was great and the structure was awesome, but attendance, depending on timing and accessibility, we struggled with a little bit. I propose hosting town halls at the 3 key points of the semester, the beginning, middle, and end, to give students multiple chances to engage in what they need most. In addition, I want to introduce smaller, more focused fireside chat events within each of the RIC's 5 schools: social work, nursing, education, business, and arts and sciences. These smaller settings can feel less intimidating and encourage more honest conversations. I also want to do the same with concerns focused on financial aid in the residential columns, similar to the town hall this semester, but smaller and more targeted for our students. When dealing with the annual survey, I want to create more incentives to get the students to fill it out. Again, targeting high traffic areas such as the faculty lobbies, the Donovan Dining Center, or the quad will help create opportunities for students to engage with it. Also, by offering real incentives such as food trucks, such as like a boba food truck, or getting ice cream out on the quad will help with engagement. And finally, we need to fix the work order system. Right now, it's extremely confusing, inaccessible, and frankly, very ineffective. Many students don't even know who to contact. I propose creating a simple email system for the deputy speaker email by having students just email me, whoever the deputy speaker is, concerns directly. From there, the deputy speaker can organize and forward all those issues accordingly. I would, if elected deputy speaker, I would take those concerns and prioritize bi-weekly meetings with Anastasia Rodriguez, and eventually meeting with all the other prominent members around campus. It's much harder to ignore concerns when there's a real person advocating for students face-to-face, compared to just passively looking at work orders over the screen. That's how we turn the deputy speaker role into what it should be, a bridge between students and administration, because at the end of the day, there should be no gap. At its core, the position is about giving a voice to students who might not otherwise be heard. It requires listening just as much as it does speaking, and knowing when to step back and when to step up. Deputy Speaker requires commitment, productivity, competency, and accountability. And I guarantee if you ask anyone in this room who has worked with me in the past, nobody is better suited for that role. So today I stand before you asking for your vote. I ask you to put your trust not just in my words, but in my past actions. This position needs new life, and the only way to give it that is by instilling accountability. And that's exactly what I will bring to the table. Today, I ask for your vote, because if you choose me, no student who comes forward with concern will ever hear the phrase, "Oh well." They'll hear, "Tell me more."
Thank you, Representative Madison Mello, for your remarks. Do you wanna?
I'm withdrawing.
Okay, no more Judy for Deputy Speaker. Are there any write-in candidates? Are there any write-in candidates? Oh, okay. Yes. You want to give remarks?
Yeah, I want to.
Great. All right. So next up will be remarks from Representative Brianni Acosta.
Good evening, everyone. Running for Deputy Speaker is not simply about holding a title. It is about embracing responsibility, fostering unity, and ensuring that every voice in the chamber is heard with fairness and respect. I believe that I should be entrusted with this role because I bring leadership, integrity, and genuine commitment to serving others. First and foremost, hi everyone. My name is Brianni. I know I've been a little reserved at Parliament, but I want to take this opportunity to put myself out there. From what I've seen from Judy, the Deputy Speaker must rise above personal interests and biases to maintain order, fairness, and discussion. I have demonstrated this ability to listen carefully to different perspectives, not only in my political science classes, but in pre-law society as well. I tend to weigh arguments thoughtfully. This ability is essential to creating an environment where all members feel respected. In addition, I possess the strong communication and organization skills. A well-functioning assembly depends on clarity, structure, and efficiency. I am capable of managing those debates, keeping discussion focused and ensuring that time is used effectively. I am dependable, collaborative, and always willing to step up where needed. I understand that this leadership is not about authority alone, but about service, supporting others so that the entire group can succeed. Finally, I'm motivated and genuinely desire to make a positive impact. I hope I can count on your vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Acosta, for your remarks. Are there any other write-in candidates? Are there any write-in candidates? Are there any write-in candidates? Okay, well, now we will move on to balloting. The election should be in your Reconnect, and put up your card once you're voted.
It's not there yet.
Give me 1 second.
It's not up yet. Don't worry about it, it's not up yet.
Okay, let me know if you see it.
I see it.
And it says Deputy Speaker round 1, not Speaker round 1.
It does say
Yes.
Deputy Speaker.
There it is.
Yes!
Wait, it still says my name, Tess.
Yes, because
Oh.
you were on the ballot.
I thought I was gonna
No, you just don't get the mark.
Isabella's.
Yeah, make sure to click vote again.
There it is.
Where is it? You have to look up student community events.
I think that's the Parliament.
I got you to make the speaker
Look up the
one
club so you
inactive.
can like look it up and search it. Oh, there it is.
Oh, okay.
And nobody's gonna do that, I'm just
Pass
saying,
it on
like,
to the next
it's
speaker. I don't think
possible.
anybody's gonna do it.
No, nobody's gonna write me this. I'm done.
It's still on the tab.
I know it is, but that's okay. Nobody's. I've served my 2-month term. I think they know. They know that I want to.
Oh, I'm in the middle.
Yeah, I remember these.
My slogan. My slogan. I don't think I can say it. Hello. There's a lot of bridging the gap.
I know, because it's a good slogan.
It's like put your things up. Oh, everybody already has it. It's the concept of the gap. The gap is whatever. What is the gap? Oh, that's the gap. So we're gonna bridge it.
Alex, where are you?
That's so freaking cool. Oh, there we go. Oh my, I don't know where Dr. can go. But yeah. Can't wait to get my remarks.
Running around. Are you talking about Jake, are you running around? I was about to take a nap, and this boy was running around.
No, it's not that. It's not that.
Actually, maybe it's the friends we did.
Oh, yeah, no,
I'm so happy that I
That's my treasure.
Alright, thank you.
My clapping thing better. Okay. Having received a majority of votes cast, Madison Mello is hereby declared to have been elected in the office position of Deputy Speaker for a term of 1 year beginning June 1st, 2026.
Okay, if everyone could just put their cards down. Congratulations to our winners of today, and congratulations to everyone who actually ran for a position. Your contribution to SCG is always valued, and you should always keep fighting for spots in the future. So we'll move on to our remarks, starting with the speaker-elect. So Marcus Rocha, if you would like to give some remarks.
Hi everybody, I just want to say thank you so much for the opportunity to be Speaker in Parliament next year. I'm so excited to get in the office and start working. I'm more than happy to collaborate on ideas. You know, it takes a village sometimes. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Okay, next up are remarks from Deputy Speaker-elect Madison. You can go.
Hi everybody, I want to say thank you all for participating in this election, and I'm just so excited to do this, and I meant every single word that I said. I want to hear all of your complaints. I'm really looking forward to listening to everybody, and I will say one of my first acts is helping getting those vanities out of SCG. Yeah, I'm just really excited to work with everybody this next year, and that's it.
All right. Thank you. We'll now move on to our remarks of the Executive Council, starting with, okay, stop talking. Starting with President-elect Malcolm Mann.
Good evening, everyone. How are you all tonight? Peak. Okay. So, this is kind of a crazy, turnout, just everything that happened. So, I'm gonna start with my little remarks. So, for the first time in the whole history of SCG, the students were represented, and they can. Sorry, I just saw that was really bad. Okay. The students we represent and advocate for each and every day, we are actually able to. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. Let's just restart that. How is everyone's night tonight?
Good!
Thank you, I'm sorry. Okay, the students that we present and advocate each and every day, we're actually able to directly vote and bring their voice out onto the table. That alone is something worth recognizing and celebrating. It shows progress, it shows trust from the student body, and it shows that our campus is moving in a more inclusive and representative direction. While I may have been the one elected in the end, I want to say that thank you to all the other candidates. You were amazing. And it doesn't diminish the work and the passion and the dedication from all of you. Each of you stepped forward into this race, and you did so with such care about the school and its students. You brought ideas and energy to our campus that I think we need more of. I know our campus is better because of your willingness to lead, and I have the utmost respect for you. And I hope that we can work together from this point moving forward. Now, this entire process was new for all of us, and with such new things comes both successes and some challenges, let's just say the least. We learned a lot along the way about engagement and about what the students want from us. They were so many things that went well, but those things that didn't go well really stand out, and I'm gonna be sure that we can fix those for the next election, which, 1 year, But yeah, growth comes from recognizing these things, and I think we have recognized these things. In many ways, this moment reflects our campus as a whole. There's so much good here at Rick, so much potential, so much passion. But also, we know that we're not perfect. And that's okay, because it means that there's still work to be done, and we're gonna get it done. As we move into the next year, my hope is not just for the small improvements, but for meaningful, lasting change. Real progress does not come from a small group of individuals, it comes from the community that we represent. We cannot do this alone. We need your voices, your ideas, your involvement, and the willingness to be part of something bigger. We are ready for the future. The question is the future ready for us? Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Up next is remarks by our Vice President-elect, Judy LaRose.
Hey people. All right, so I just want to start off by echoing what Malcolm said and congratulating everybody who got involved. This was such a fun process, and as somebody who had the privilege of being on the current e-board and being part of elections and PR, it was really fun behind the scenes. But like Malcolm said, we had our bumps and things that happened along the way, and I plan on working with the new exec board and all of Parliament and the student body to smooth those issues out. A few things that I ran on as deputy speaker and again as vice president were student leadership, mental health, and burnout. I wish to create a committee and continue #bridging the gap that many students experience, and I plan on working with the Collegiate Recovery Program and Rick as well. I've been in contact with them recently, so I'm really excited for collaboration with them. And another one of my goals after going to CCRI and testifying at the OPC thing was to connect with other student community governments around the state. I think that that's a really good opportunity that hasn't been utilized yet. And as the person who will be directing PR, I'm going to be reaching out and trying to make some new connections outside of Rick. I also want to work towards engagement in clubs and maybe widening the involvement pool. I think that a lot of us across the board in this room are involved in many things, and I think that's beautiful if you can handle it, but I think that a lot of the time it makes involvement very intimidating, as a few other people have said tonight, so I hope to change that. And also, I just want to remind everybody, I only had a short term as deputy speaker. We did get 2 town halls in the books. The annual survey's out, you better do it. And we're past 200 submissions right now, which is really good. We're giving away an iPad, so shameless plug. And I just want to thank everybody for believing in me because I'm really excited to be involved in the way that I am. So congratulations to everybody who ran and won, and everybody who got involved with this. And I look forward to being your vice president next year.
Up next is remarks from our Secretary-elect, Isabella Bach. You don't gotta go up there.
Well, I'll just stand up. I'll keep this informal, but thank you guys so much for electing me on potential. I'm hoping to really take action, and for, I guess, that action to go somewhere, it's going to be really hard to kind of fill in the shoes of the current exec board and current SCG leadership, and we're really sad to see you go. But it's gonna be great. I'm super excited this year. Again, kind of echoing what Malcolm and Judy said, there's a lot of untapped potential. There's a lot of student involvement and burnout that comes with it. So we're really hoping to tap into those kinds of areas, and I'm super excited. But yeah, congrats everyone.
And I totally forgot that Josh McHales is not here today, so let's give him a round of applause. He, I should say on his behalf, is the most elected person in SCG history. I'm gonna keep saying it because it's really funny. And now we're gonna move on to actually nominations. So first off, we're gonna start with our faculty representative. If you have somebody in mind that you would like to be your faculty representative, currently it's Dr. Perry Levis, and you think they would be good for that role, you can just put up your card and I will write down your nomination. Vice President Sullivan.
Carrie Donaldson in the social work department.
Okay. Any other nominations for faculty rep? Representative Pacheco.
Can we nominate Dr. Levis again? Do you not want to do it anymore, Doctor?
I've done it for 2 years, and I think this is important. I think that it is to continue to build SCG. You want new people and new faculty to be able to strengthen your relationships around campus. So I've been here for 2 years, and that means by me leaving, I give another faculty an opportunity of being engaged with you all, and you having another person on campus who understands the power of SCG. So I think that's why I'm doing it.
Marcus, Representative Pacheco.
Dr. Natalie Rogel.
Okay.
Alright, who was that? Say it nice and loud, cause I have to reach out to these people.
I'm also writing these down, don't worry. Okay, Representative Weber.
Scott Lambert.
Scott
Okay.
Which department?
Computer science.
Okay.
Any other nominations for faculty rep? Representative Meza.
Dr. Robin Lindy.
What department?
She's
Political
science.
Yeah. Okay.
I reach out to all these people, that's why.
Representative Mann.
Mark Mott.
What department?
It's also political science.
Political science.
Slightly embarrassed about our.
No worries.
I just think they love our faculty. That's nice.
All right, Deputy Speaker LaRose.
Dr. Pfeiffer from the anthropology department.
How do you spell that?
PFI, right?
PF?
Pfeiffer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Representative Rocha.
Dr. Leah Dorfman from the biology department.
This might be the most faculty reps we've ever had. Okay. Any other faculty rep nominations?
What do we do?
Okay, we're not voting on it today. We'll be voting on it at the next meeting.
Just a point of information. So
Yeah.
what happens is I reach out, see who is interested of the nominations, and then they have the ability, they don't have to say yes.
Yes.
They have the ability to say yes or no, and then it's voted upon.
Yeah, and this goes for, I think, all of them. Dr. Levis?
Nikita, I would be happy to write a description of the role, which is something that Dr. Marcotte and I didn't have, but I think could be helpful.
Excellent.
That'd be awesome.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Am I allowed to request?
You can do another one if you'd like.
Dr. Thomas Schmaling. Hi.
Go.
What is it?
Thomas Schmeling.
Okay.
Also political science.
That's my dude.
All right.
We now named our one.
Any other faculty rep nominations?
Doesn't have to be poli-sci.
Does not have to be political science. All right. Oh, Representative Mann.
Seth Dixon.
Okay. All right.
Department is he?
Dr. Murphy
Representative Barone.
Dr. Sarah Knowlton, she's biology.
Yeah, she's biology.
Okay. Did you want to go, Representative?
I was thinking, but they're kind of discouraging me.
No, say it.
Dr. Brophy Bearman.
Okay. Representative Campbell.
Jeremy Benson.
Sorry, say one more.
Jeremy Benson.
Benson, okay.
Okay.
Biology?
Holy moly.
He's education.
Vice President Sullivan.
Jessica Peace.
Okay.
Also social work.
Jessica what? Jessica what?
Jessica Peace.
Jessica Peace.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll have to fact check all my spelling. All right. Any other faculty rep nominations? Representative Jackman.
Dr. Megan Sumaraki.
What was that?
Megan Sumaraki, psychology department. There we go, there it is.
All right. Any others?
Honestly, as a former teacher, this just warms my heart that you guys love your teachers.
This is an incredible list of people, so. All right, are we all set? All right, we will move on now to our nominations for alumni representative. Currently, that is Matthew Jakes. So, Deputy Speaker LaRose.
I think it should be Dante DiGregorio.
Okay. Interesting idea. Okay. Representative Mann.
Gal Hoyos.
This is what always happens.
Okay. Representative Rocha.
We noted this at the OPC thing, as Andrew called it, about repetition, so I'm going to say Dante DiGregorio again.
Oh, ×2. All right. Anyone else? Representative Meza.
Thanks. Whatever, like, gonna go on concert if I can.
You can't leave us, you can't leave us.
Representative Mann.
Marcus Pacheco.
Oh, shit.
Oh. I'm sure that'll win. Representative Dempsey.
Can I deny it?
Matthew Jakes. Representative Ballesteros.
Brian Tomedy.
Okay.
Was that Ben? Okay.
Any other nominations for alumni representative? Representative Acosta.
Matthew Jakes?
Yeah, so 2 for Matthew Jakes. Huh? And 2 for Dante. Representative Russell.
You got 3 for Dante?
Okay, 3 for Dante.
Name's just gonna be listed once.
Representative Rocha, you can't say Dante again.
Olivia Barone.
Ollie Barone? Okay.
Great. Get excited.
Can
All right.
Can I ask a point of information?
Yeah.
If we are graduating but still gonna be a grad student, are we alumni?
No.
Oh,
So actually, you can't be nominated. Sorry, Tess.
and neither can Ollie.
Or Ollie. Oof. So sorry, guys. I know you really wanted to roll. Representative Reed.
Can I get a 5th on Dante?
That's a 4th. It's okay. I haven't been the best with numbers either this semester. Anyone else? Dr. Levis.
Can we ask Matthew to do the same thing that I'm doing, which is to have Matthew write up the faculty rep roll?
Yeah. Would you be willing to do
I mean,
that?
the alumni rep roll.
Yeah. Okay, Representative Russell.
Can we throw the Chief of Staff, Jamie Goldberg, in there?
No, also a grad student. No, sorry.
All right. Anyone that isn't a grad student? Any final calls for alumni representatives? All right. Next, we will move for nominations for SCG advisor, who is currently Ted Zito. And I can already guess what is going to be said. Vice President Sullivan?
Ted Zito!
Okay.
Can we just show like our?
All right. Representative Bedzina.
Can I just ask what the guidelines for that is?
That's a great question. I'm pretty sure it could be anyone, but it's typically the Dean of Students.
And the SCG can, and any club can have multiple advisors as well.
We also have another one to sign our stuff.
Yeah.
SCG currently has 2 advisors.
Oh yeah, Treasurer Hoyos.
So the advisor, they should be at Parliament meetings. They should be able to do that.
Oh, yeah.
They should be able to willing to go to our e-board meetings. And that's what Ted did this whole year, and that was extremely helpful having him there. It should be somebody who is accessible because the advisor for every club needs to sign off on every contract, every finance form that the club submits. So every time, there have been so many times I've asked Ted to sign something. And we also have Aaron because they're both in Donovan Dining, so they're close to SCG office. So if we can't reach them by email, we need to get them quickly. We picked people that are close by, connected. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. Also, I'll add that the advisor can go to finance meetings.
Yeah.
So, before we continue, I know I've been shy about endorsements, but I will not be shy to endorse Ted Zito again for this position. So I'll mark him down twice, I guess. Representative Pacheco.
The assistant dean, Michael Cunningham.
Yeah.
Is great.
Good answer.
Okay.
Can you nominate him again?
No. We're just gonna limit it to once for now. I think we get the point. Cindy,
Just
go.
point of clarification, Michael is the associate dean.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to
If you guys, when you nominate somebody, if you could just tell us who they are, what they do, that'd be great. Treasurer Hoyos.
Mark Kubasak from CELDS. I don't know what his job is, but
He works at CELD. I'm not sure what his exact role. Assistant Director, yeah. Okay. Deputy Speaker LaRose.
Jess Raphael from CELD. Director.
Okay. Any other nominations? Representative Weber?
TJ, or, yeah, TJ.
TJ Clifford. What does he do?
Yes. Just student union, yeah, operations.
Student union operations, okay. All right, any other nominations for SCG advisor? Vice President Sullivan?
Chef Aaron.
Oh.
Say it.
Chef Aaron, I don't know his last name.
Aaron Fitzhenry.
Thank you.
Okay, Representative Rocha?
Allie Drew, the director.
Oh, wow, that was a good one.
She has a baby.
Any other nominations? Final call? Okay, so those are all of the nominations. And then really quickly, if you guys take a look at the elections agenda, is the entire meeting schedule. What? Yeah.
I know it's just one thing I'm missing. What about the nominations for the staff representative?
Oh, yeah.
Michael Ward is in his first term out of 2 years.
Oh.
And so is Michael Kane.
Yeah.
Yeah, so their term's not up yet.
Travelers forever.
Travelers forever unless you resign because you hate us.
Faculty and staff are both 2-year terms. Yeah.
I didn't even know that. That's great. All right, so look over the schedule for next year's agenda. If you guys see any glaring problems, let me know, but it's pretty much the same as it is this year. All right. Has everyone had the chance to look? Vice President Sullivan?
Oh, I'd like to make a motion to pass all the dates for next year.
Okay, any seconds? Seconded by Representative Rocha. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Approved. All right, and I'm seeking a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Just elections meeting.
There's the elections meeting, seconded by Deputy Speaker LaRose. Any discussion? All right. Yeah. Just so you guys know, once we end this meeting, we're gonna take a brief, 10-minute recess, then come back. So all those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Adjourned.
Stay put for roll call. Dr. Di Gregorio.
Here.
Tess Sullivan. Here. Marita Colonis. Here. Miguel Hoyos.
Here.
Ben Tomini.
Here.
Judy LaRose.
Here.
Brianna Acosta.
Here.
Isabella Bach.
Here.
Joshua Ballesteros.
Here.
Ollie Barone. Here. Monica Budzina.
Here.
Zari Lynn Campbell. William Dempsey.
Here.
Donovan Johnson. Jacob Farrenholz.
Here.
Nicole Glennon.
Here.
Jamie Goldberg.
Here.
Alexandra Howlett. Riley Jackman.
Here.
Alex Logan.
Here.
Malcolm Mann.
Here.
Paige Marshall. Katie Mesa.
Here.
Josh Mahalos. Sorry. Tristan Montron.
Here.
Mark Chico.
Here.
Joseph Robert Fetty. Kai Reed.
Here.
Marcus Rocha.
Present.
Chris Russell.
Here.
Jason Sanchez. John Seguin. Eddie Silva Ramos.
Here.
Nilsa Toshkin. Here. Jasmine Valdez. Lucas Weber is here. So, okay. Cindy Kozel.
Here.
Perry Levis.
Here.
Melissa Marcotte. Michael Kane.
Here.
Michael Ward.
Here.
Ted Zito. Matthew Jakes.
Present.
Okay, thank you. See you.
Okay, come back at 8:20.
You can watch my Anchor TV interview
I
in
got you.
recess.
Honestly, it's mostly just me. I mean, I know you're busy. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can just leave your nameplate there. And then,
Ollie Barone.
Okay, I agree.
They didn't get the message.
They can leave if they want as well.
Okay, what happens is at the end of the show, and they try to set up Superman.
Myself.
At the end of the show, set up the new Superman movie, but they're not gonna do a third season, so it just makes
Let's keep it on the elections.
I bet if I click on it, there we go.
Such a cool space. Oh, okay. I thought you were asking me what I was saying.
So to start things off here.
Excuse me, Crystal.
Who's that?
Dante, I need help over here. We gotta let me hang it.
What do you need, bro? I got you. Oh, no, you're fine. No, you're fine. You don't need much. Yeah, move it. Do you, like, when you do the thing?
Yeah, she
I was a little worried.
Wait, I should like stretch.
Every single time an election meeting gets adjourned, I want it to be over. It's funny. Maddie, I think
Yeah.
she's about to get
I want to say congratulations.
Oh,
Is this gonna be a long meeting after this?
You're not
Dude, I have no idea.
We're gonna have
I don't
to
know if this will be a long meeting.
Like, what do you
I think it should be long. Because
Oh, I could not talk.
It's
I
okay.
figured that,
You did
you
a
know,
really good
because
job. That's how
Will
you
not
do
make
it.
you,
I
that's
think
probably
she
tough
should just
time.
like, she'd be like, I give up. It's not like they can't take it away from me.
That's my
My president.
Fourth nomination.
I have to watch out for you.
You don't have to stay if you don't want to. Yeah, do you want to say?
Yeah, when we see it, I
Yeah.
give a speech like
You're able to
a million
table
different
just
orientations.
example. That's
Okay,
it.
thanks.
But you can discuss, you can put your card talk.
Orientation. Yeah, I give a speech after the president.
I know you did.
And I have to give it so many times.
Dante, how many times did you give your speech? Like 6 times?
How many times have I, my orientation
orientation?
was?
6
Yeah,
or
like
what?
6.
That's it.
It was a lot of times.
How long was it? It was only like 2 minutes.
Mine was like 3 minutes, probably.
30 minutes.
You start
I know you're a lot like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
I did.
Dude, I started
Oh,
memorizing.
dude, it was just so much. Like, I
Oh no, now this is hard.
I like knew what elections were supposed to end so we could go on.
You just kept like, you kept doing it. No, you did it. You kept, you came up to me behind you too. You said, Dante! You kept doing it, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so excited.
It's on video, guys. I just when I was there. You might not. It was loud. I'm not mad at you.
It's sweet, actually. Just record it now. I'll do it the same size.
Now we're gonna have actual rooms.
Real
Oh, my room's a mess because I don't have anywhere to put everything.
With a nice couch. We have a nice couch too.
I'm so excited.
I'm very excited.
It's gonna look like the Rams. This
I thought you were gonna
No.
Maddie Mello, I'm so
Oh,
freaking proud.
Yeah, I'm not running.
Go now.
On the list. They didn't do it. Actually, we're gonna go all the way.
Alright, I'm gonna make an HR committee.
When we're
To
all
make
at
you.
the orientation stage.
We're gonna have an HR committee with Malcolm as president.
Hey, if you need any help with the HR.
Yeah, no, I might, Matt, I'll have to connect with you.
Yeah. You should be.
HR committee.
Cake with a
Rich
vanilla.
chocolate cake.
There's, and actually there's three.
Oh, vanilla ice cream.
Which is like.
You know what I ate? You know what I ate?
Our goal is
Yeah.
I'm about to get the fuck up out of that. Vice president's like, I'm deciding to get up. Well, mind you, how many times somebody say, mind you, it was Rich hella gaps. Thank you.
You're the captain.
Well, she and I are so gross.
Oh,
And I have to sit down.
I know.
I like better than goodness.
When he did dancing around.
That's my older dog.
So random.
But you're gonna have your robe. So.
He might not even get it.
I know.
Second season is really good.
You know, you're not.
Yes. I was like,
That's
I mean, it was quick, but. The oldest had to be first.
They're taking you out back and you're getting executed by fire.
I kinda want to.
Squad, mine too. Okay, I go for
We're getting a wedding side business.
This one, I did today.
I've had it for years. Yeah,
That
that
would line up and where.
that's why I wanted to know how to
I know, I have
We're 2 for 2.
Purely.
It's most often, 9 times out of 10, it's submitted it's like right now, the professor's psychology.
Just for his.
So I don't know that yet.
I'm so
Probably like a day or two. My professor told me that some of
It just works out. I'm showing up with the sunglasses. I'm showing up with the.
Oh, what is that? Yeah, I heard about that. Okay, for who?
I'm showing up. Okay. Oh, don't ask me.
Really?
Well, because I have like virtual guns. Judy, I have my presentation
No worries.
I'm just saying, I think let it get I'm upset about the
No, and then we also have this exam. I guess she wasn't ready. I'm excited. I'm not gonna start until like next week.
Compared to prior.
And I'm not so I think there's a difference.
So much work for this class as well.
Yeah, I understand.
Until nobody thinks we'll be like, all in favor? No problem.
A little late.
I'm doing this Thank you.
The new folks that are staying.
Yeah.
So it might be good. Might be good to give like a refresher.
You all get a shout out.
Oh, even when they say like.
Oh, yeah?
Tomorrow.
You want them sitting kind of off to the side?
Space at the table, so it's fine.
Yeah. Just one of them comes up. Just be by sitting.
They only serve an allocated.
Gold.
Gold.
There was, yeah.
Guys, don't say 20. Where is everybody?
Bang that guy.
Not the one always saying
That's like one of these. So maybe they're just.
I'm always here.
Anybody can come.
They're just gonna
That's how Ollie joined. They were coming for edits to the Constitution. And then they like.
Could you all begin to find your seats? Thank you.
Wait, you're going up.
Guys, there's a dog in here, I think.
Thank you.
It's a dog in nature, dude.
I'm creating the gap right now.
Nobody heard that, but I did. That was awesome.
They were all fragments. Yeah, and they were like, Dick Honor.
Tony, you're not staying?
You can stay.
No, sorry.
Mike Honor.
My boy.
No. No. Never doing that again. Buzzer beater.
Alright, welcome back from recess, everybody. I'm going to call the meeting to order. It is April 22nd, 2026. The time is 8:21. Nikita, would you please take roll call?
Yep, Dante Di Gregorio.
Here.
Gus Sullivan. Here. Rita Colonis. Here. Miguel Hoyos. Here. Ben Tomini.
Here.
Judy LaRose. Here. Brianna Acosta. Here. Isabella Bach. Here. Joshua Ballesteros.
Here.
Ollie Barone. Here. Monica Vidzina.
Here.
Zari Lynn Campbell. Present. William Dempsey.
Here.
Donovan Dodson. Jacob Fernholz.
Here.
Nicole Glennon. Here. Jamie Goldberg. Alexandra Howlett. Riley Jackman. Here. Alex Logan. Here. Malcolm Mann.
Here.
Paige Marshall. Madison Mello. Here. Kaden Mesa. Joshua Hollows. Is Kaden here?
Caden's in the building.
Oh, okay.
He's just, yeah.
Joshua Hollows. Mihalos. And he's not here. Prison Mondron. Here. Marcus Chico.
Here.
Ty Reed.
Here.
Marcus Rocha.
Here.
Joseph Rapacetti. Chris Russell.
Here.
Jason Sanchez. John Seguin. Eddie Silva Ramos.
Here.
Nilsa Tashkin. Here. Jasmine Valdez. Luke Weber. Cindy Kozel. Here. Harry Levis. Here. Melissa Marcotte. Michael Kane.
Here.
Michael Ward.
Yep.
Ted Zito. Matthew Jakes.
Present.
Okay.
Alright, thank you, Nikita. We're gonna move on to approval of the agenda. Now, I know it looks kind of long, but it's some of it's kind of just housekeeping, some minutes. As long as we're all focused, paying attention, we'll get through it. So anyways, yeah. Sorry? So I'm seeking a motion to approve the agenda for April 22nd, 2026. Motion by Rep. Mann, seconded by Rep. Ballesteros. Is there any discussion on the agenda? Seeing no discussion, I call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Agenda approved. We're gonna move on to minutes from March 14th and 18th and April 1st. So let's just start first with March 4th. Make sure your name's listed. That's sort of good stuff. President Di Gregorio.
I move to approve the minutes of this meeting.
Seconded by Deputy Speaker LaRose. Is there any discussion on meeting minutes? Rep. Yep.
On page 7,
Okay.
at the very bottom, where it calls call the question, for the vote at the bottom of the page, after abstain, there's no period, so we're gonna add a period there. On the bottom of page 8, where we talk about programming event board conference, there's a motion to hear them, but then there's no discussion or voice vote to do that, which is, it just says a motion to hear them, it just goes into them just talking, programming. When they're done talking, there's no motion to approve the conference or whatnot, if that's the thing. There's no discussion, there's no votes or anything after that, it's just, they just talk, programming talks, and then Treasurer Hoyos asks a question, Vice President Sullivan asks a question, then we move on to the next conference. Same thing for Student Veterans of America, there's no, after the motion to hear them, there's no discussion or voice vote for that. So that's on page 9. On page 10, underneath Student Organization Committee meeting minutes, it mentions that I listed the amendments that were made during that day's meeting, but it says Finance Commission meeting, it says SOC Committee meeting. Right under that, where we do the motion to approve those said minutes, the word amended has to be added, so it says to approve the amended Student Organization Committee minutes. That's on page 10. On page 15, the second to last paragraph, after the word spring break, there needs to be a period. And that's it, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Do you have like those amendments like written down in your personal notes? You got them all there? Okay, then would you like to make a motion to approve your amendments? And then you can like connect with Nikita. Okay, thanks.
I move to amend the Parliament meeting minutes of March 4th, 2026 to reflect all of those amendment changes.
Okay. Looking for a second. Second by Rep. Rocha. Is there any discussion on the amendments? Seeing no discussion, I call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Amendments made. Now, is there any more discussion on approving the amended minutes for March 4th? Seeing no discussion, I call the question to approve the amended minutes for March 4th, 2026. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Amended minutes passed. Now we're going to move on to March 18th. Please. President DiGregorio.
I move to approve the minutes of March 18th.
Seconded by Vice President Sullivan. Rep. Dempsey.
On page 14, about halfway down the page when it talks about Speaker Tomney indicating that there's a 2/3 majority vote needed to end the discussion and go straight to a vote. It says Representative Pacheco twice as being opposed, lists his name twice, and with the motion directly under that to approve the proposed amendments, his name is listed as opposing, his name's listed twice, so once. That's on page 14. And then on page 22, when we're talking about Dante DiGregorio, President DiGregorio talking about approving the committees, the approvals, the appointees for the committees and commissions. For the motion by, it needs to be a capital B, not a small b. And then further down the page for issues of Parliament, what my name is, Comptroller Dempsey. It says Comptroller Rep Dempsey, so Rep needs to be removed. It just says Comptroller Dempsey. And that's all I saw.
Okay, thank you. Would you like to make a motion?
So I'm seeking a motion to amend the parliamentary minutes of March 18th, 2026 to reflect those amendments.
Okay, seconded by Rep. Russell. Is there any discussion on the amendments? Seeing no discussion, I call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, amendments passed. Is there any more discussion on the minutes as amended? Seeing no discussion, I call the question to approve the amended meeting minutes from March 18th, 2026. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, meeting is passed. You can now move on to the April 1st budget meeting minutes. President DiGregorio.
I move to approve the April 1st budget meeting minutes.
Seconded by Rep. Mann. Is there any discussion on the April 1st meeting minutes? Rep. Dempsey?
I didn't get a chance to read the whole thing, but when I saw it looked fine. So I guess I'll just say no right now.
Okay. Is there any other discussion? Seeing no discussion, I call the question to approve the April 1st, 2026 budget meeting minutes. I call the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, meeting minutes passed. We're gonna move on to open forum. There's nobody here for open forum. We're gonna move on to officers' announcements. So President DiGregorio, you have the floor.
Okay, I'll try to keep my announcements quick. I just wanted to really quickly say I'm proud of everyone, not just the people who ran in the election today, but also the election of the Executive Council. It was really impressive, and I'm so proud of everything you guys did. It was really cool to see, and getting SCG out there. I also wanted to announce this isn't really necessarily something I did as SCG president. I'm still going to bring it here because I am proud of it. I worked with a city councilman from the Providence City Council to pass a resolution through the State Legislative Affairs Committee in support of the Hope Scholarship, and it passed last Thursday. So I am really proud of that. So whenever you guys say it's too hard to pass a resolution, I don't want to hear it. Then lastly, there's going to be dinner at President Warner's house at 6 next week before the Parliament meeting, and then we'll be heading back over here for our signed eye last meeting next week. That's all for my announcements. I yield the floor.
All right, thank you. Treasurer Hoyos, did you have a comment?
I had a question for President DiGregorio. Do you know what is for dinner?
Oh, I know that it's not pizza. Yeah, not pizza this time. That's all I know.
Thank you. I yield the floor to Vice President Sullivan for her announcements.
Yeah. First up, I want to say shout out to everybody who came to the OPC meeting last week. It was a frustrating end. I know most people, I think everybody testified against arming campus police, but I really think we showed professionalism. Everybody said how great we did. So I think that's still a win. Great experience. Second thing is Elections Commission had an unofficial meeting today, but we talked a whole bunch about, I was shocked when you guys said the election. No, I'm kidding. The election has a lot of things that need to get changed. I have a bunch of notes. Vice President-elect Judy was there, Vice President LaRose was there, and so she was there. We took some notes. So I think there's totally a bunch of ways, but I really want to say thank you to everybody for really ebbing and flowing with this whole Reconnect process. We spend so much money, so I think it's important to use it, but I really appreciate you all getting it out there and also just getting SCG out there and just being so willing about it. What else got going on? I don't know. It's Jamie's birthday. He's 22 on the 22nd. I yield the floor back to Speaker Tomini.
Thank you. President DiGregorio.
Okay, I just really quickly wanted to add, because I totally forgot about what Tess just said, so it's more of a point of information. Last week, was it last week? Campus police was decided on whether or not they were going to be armed, and the Council on Post-Secondary Education voted to arm campus police. And I figure that's a really important thing I should say, because it affects a lot of us. And I am really proud of the 15 students who turned out from RIC, and the 12 testimonies that were given. You guys did an incredible job, and I'm really proud of being able to organize that and get the student perspective out there. So thank you to everyone who came.
Thank you. Treasurer Hoyos.
Can you just give a little context on what that means? Because people that hear about it think that that means it'll be a rapid change, and they don't know what is actually happening. And I'm sure a lot of people in this room are going to get questions about it at some point. So
that's a good question. So basically, the Council on Post-Secondary Education did a motion to do this, but it's a lot more complicated than that. They're hiring a security company that's going to be overseeing the whole process and making sure it goes smoothly. They're going to be receiving training. They still have to purchase the weapons and all those other things. So it's going to be a lengthy process. I don't know if we have an official timeline, but it is out there somewhere. And I've heard that it will take probably up to a year before they're actually armed.
Thank you. Secretary Colonis, you have the floor to give your announcements. Oh, okay. Hold on. Rep Levis.
Do you want me to give comments, Dante, to add to what you said now, or do you want me to give comments when I give my faculty rep update?
Leave it to this guy.
You could give them during your updates. Thank you. Secretary Colonis, you have the floor.
All right, everyone. Big night tomorrow for everyone who's attending. It is the Storgies tomorrow.
That will be tomorrow from like 5 to 9 p.m. But if anyone's stressed, awards are gonna start around 6:30. I sent like a little schedule out today, just so people, if they have class, it's totally okay if you walk in late. There's no stress about that. Second announcement I have, next meeting we're gonna be having another club coming. It's the Rick Jam Band. So I also want to like push out, if anyone's interested, please reach out to them. If you're interested in joining their club, you'll hear more about them next week if you're interested in joining. Also possibly a photography club coming to Parliament next week as well. So keep that on your radar if you're interested in either of them. Just something to look out for. Yeah, that's all my announcements. I yield the floor.
Okay, thank you. Treasurer Hoyos, you have the floor for your announcements.
Alright. I also wanted to say congratulations to the incoming e-board and officers. You guys are gonna do great things next year. I know everybody says like big shoes to fill, but we set it up for you guys to do even more stuff than we could have. So it's not gonna be hard. You guys are, well, I mean, it'll be work, but you guys will put in the work, I'm sure. And then also, everybody who ran this year, I'm impressed by your campaigns and your campaign strategies. And it takes a lot of courage to run in an election of the whole student body when it's the first year, so that's really cool. I wanted to touch on the timeshare that Representative Mann mentioned earlier in the school year. I had an adverse reaction when I learned that SCG had a timeshare at first, but I'm going to explain to you guys why it's a good thing. So we booked the timeshare for the week of May 16th to May 23rd, and that's the week right after graduation. The maximum occupancy is 6 people, and this will be for the new e-board and officers to spend time together and get comfortable with one another before the summer starts. We didn't have that last year, but we still worked things out. I think it would be great to use it like that this year, and hopefully you guys choose to use it the same way next year. If 6 people can't go, then we can open it up to other Parliament members and see who else is available during that week. And that is it for my announcements.
Thank you. I'm going to yield the gavel to Deputy Speaker LaRose so I can give my announcements.
Okay. I know, I yield the floor to you.
All right, thank you. Congratulations, Marcus, to be the next speaker. Have fun. To the new members in the room, so Samuel and Grace and O'Connell. For tonight, you guys are obviously more than welcome to watch. You can't participate in the meeting because you are an upcoming Parliament member, not a current Parliament member. Let's see. I'll give an update regarding Rep. Rocha's resolution, which passed a little while ago. Bylaws met on it. We kind of took it from the perspective that Parliament, the decision-making body, right, had voted in favor of this resolution. So we said, okay, it's our job. We're gonna go for the bylaws and we're gonna figure out what change needs to be made in our bylaws just to reflect the resolution. That is what we did. I don't know the section off the top of my head, but we had added a constituency for a military-connected student representative. That can be something you guys work on next year. It's just gonna kind of say that stage for now. I just want to update you guys. That's what bylaws did at our last meeting. Like Dante mentioned, next week is at Warner's house. This is the last meeting. So after that, the 25-26 SCG legislative session will be closed. And my last announcement, if anyone still has their purple folder that I gave out during orientation, if you wouldn't mind returning it, because we'll reuse those for the for next year's orientation, that'd be great. If you don't have it, no worries. I get it. It's a purple folder that probably got lost. But if you do have it, you could return it to the office, and that would be appreciated. So those are my announcements, and then I'll move on to my leaves if you want to get back to me. Bless you.
I yield the gavel back to Speaker Tommy.
Okay, thank you. I just gotta go over the leaves again because it's a different meeting. That's how it works. So first, I'm seeking a motion to approve Josh Mihalos' leave. Motion by President DiGregorio, seconded by Rep. Baugh. I call the question. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Leave approved. Secondly, I'm seeking a motion to approve Alexandra Howlett's leave. Motion by Rep. Rocha, seconded by Rep. Logan. I call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thirdly, I'm seeking a motion to approve Paige Marshall's leave. Motion by Rep. Mann, seconded by Rep. Reed. I call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Just two more guys. I'm seeking a motion to approve Ted Zito's leave. Motion by Rep. Mann, seconded by Rep. Jackman. I call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Leave passed. And then lastly, I'm seeking a motion to approve Jonathan Seguin's leave. Motion by Rep. Buzina, seconded by Rep. Rocha. I call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that's all the leaves. Thank you guys. And then I yield the floor to Deputy Speaker LaRose for her announcements.
Hey everybody, again. So I just want to kind of echo what everyone else said. I know I'm the last one, so it's like the same stuff you've already heard, but congratulations to everybody who ran and participated in this election process. I think it's really awesome that we've opened it to the student body. And I want to congratulate Maddie because I'm really excited for her. We spent a lot of time together since I took over. The annual survey is out and it is live, and I implore every single one of you to take it and also tell a friend to take it. At the next meeting, I will have little pamphlets, or stop by the office and I can give you little QR codes to carry around campus to give people. We're raffling off an iPad like we did last year. So last year we got, I think it was 600?
Yes.
600 responses. Right now we're almost, I think we're right at 200. So I would love to see us either hit or go past 600 this year. Other than that, I think that's really all I have to say. Congratulations everybody, and I'm excited to work with the incoming e-board.
Thank you.
I yield the floor back to Speaker Tommy. Sorry.
All right, thank you. We're gonna move on to constitutions and organization conference reports. So we'll do conference reports first. I yield the floor to Secretary Colonis to present those. And then they gave in advance, so people had the opportunity to read them in advance. So you could also just make a motion to, I don't know.
Yeah, so they couldn't be in attendance, so we are representing them, and they sent a little write-up of what they've done at their conference. One's more of an educational trip. I don't know if we're gonna do them. Oh. We'll get there. So exciting. Should I start with a certain?
It's not sure.
We'll start with AMA and their conference trip to Chicago. If you guys had a chance to read through it already, if not, if you guys want to skim it a little bit. We read it? All right. Do I just approve the
Say move to approve AMA's conference report.
All right. I move to approve AMA's conference report.
Seconded by Rep. Mann. Is there any discussion on AMA's conference report and the approval of it? Seeing no discussion, I call the question to approve their conference report. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Conference report approved. I don't know if that's what we do.
We're gonna move to ASA.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I read that.
Jefferson. But again, written up.
Yeah, I read that one.
Should have been in the materials. I'd like to move to approve ASA's conference report.
Seconded by President DiGregorio. Is there any discussion on ASA's conference report? Seeing there's no discussion, I call the question to approve ASA's conference report. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Conference report approved, and we are going to move on to constitutions. So I yield the floor back to Secretary Colonis to do that.
Thanks. So we have the progressives here tonight. They're gonna give a quick presentation on their club. So you guys can go ahead. Everyone should have their constitution, so if you should have looked at it a little bit before, but if there's any issues, we'll discuss that after they're gonna present, and then we'll be open for any questions. Alright.
Where should we stand?
Yeah.
Wherever you're comfortable.
You can even turn the mic on.
You can,
walk
you
around
can
with the
use
mic.
the mic. You can walk around with it. Do your thing.
Hi, guys.
Wait, turn it on.
Is this thing on? There you go.
Hey now.
Hello.
Hi guys.
Hey.
So this is our club. We're proposing the Rhode Island College Progressives. Our goals and values, we want to promote open political discussions among students. We want to foster the ideas of the progressive movement in our members. And we generally want to combat oppression, organize community, and educate all about our goals. What about the Rick Democrats? You guys might be asking, why don't you all just bring that club back? Basically, TLDR, Rick has an inactive Democrats club that tends to be reinstated and dissolved during election years. It's the same thing with the Rick Republicans too, in case y'all were wondering. They held voter registration drives, go out and vote events, and they brought speakers from both sides. And they also held debates. So how are we different from the Democrats? We intend to be active all the time and not just during election seasons. And although Democrats and progressives are both leftists, their ideologies often differ. And compared to the Rick Democrats, we want to advocate for progressive values. We're welcome to all, so all parties can create divisive barriers. We strive to be a unique club. We're kind of independent of any party. We don't ask for certain beliefs or party loyalty, but we just want your open mind. We want to hold voter registration drives, where you learn how to register, how to vote, and you understand the importance of making your voice heard, but I'm sure y'all understand that because you guys just voted, obviously. We want to do more civic education on campus. We want to teach you guys your constitutional rights and the context in which you should exercise them. And then also, guys, we want to do Bernie bingo. So instead of bingo, you say Bernie.
That's awesome.
Would anyone like to hear a Bernie Sanders impression?
Yes.
We need to do party bingo for this country.
Thank you. Just a few things first, a few extra things. So first I'd like to thank Representative Pacheco for coming up with the logo, the original logo, and then we added some touches to it. There was a fun conversation where we talked about should we do red or blue or red or yellow, but I figured, since we're not a political party and we want to be more independent, as we stressed, we would like to do, have these unique colors and, that reflect Rhode Island College, not necessarily any political party. In addition to that, we also want to stress yet again that we're not going to operate based off of any political party, be it Democratic Party, Republican Party, or even any party that would align the most with our policies or viewpoints or beliefs. And that is because, as Monica mentioned earlier, we want to have a club that is open to many ideas and most of all is open to people who have open minds. So, any questions?
Thank you. Yeah, we'll move on to questions.
We'll move on to questions.
So first, President DiGregorio.
So my question is about Bernie bingo. Earlier today, Treasurer Hoyos announced in his last Finance Commission meeting that he killed bingos. How do you plan on working around that?
So that's actually an interesting point that you bring up.
Well, why did you kill bingo?
It's a discussion for another time.
Okay.
You could give your rationale, Treasurer
We
Hoyos.
didn't know that. Like, we made this before y'all made that executive decision.
It is okay though, because as fun as it is to say Bernie bingo, more importantly, it's also good to think of different other events, finding problems to work around. If we can find another event that's meant to engage people, because yes, it is a political based club. There's no getting around that. It is an important part of who we are. But at the same time, there's no reason why we can't do fun events. It doesn't necessarily have to be bingo, whether it was going to be bingo or not. The idea is more just to inform people and have a good time.
Thank you. Vice President Sullivan.
I really like this idea. I wish I was here so I could do this club. But I just have my quick question is if you're having a meeting and someone who maybe doesn't have the same ideas as you, just kind of like ruffling feathers, not really just trying to be productive, just like kind of being a jerk. What is your plan to like deal with that kind of conflict resolution?
So me personally, whenever I answer any question, and I'm gonna focus on like anything political here, is it all hinges on whether it's in good or bad faith. if someone asks a question about why we support a particular policy or why we take a stance in a certain way, whether it's supporting something on regarding healthcare or immigration or the economy or any sort of issue, it's all about what people really intend. If they intend to get a rise out of us, if they intend just to create discourse for the sake of discourse without creating any conversation, then it's not something that we would immediately dismiss. Rather, it would be something where we ask the person, what are you looking for here? Are you looking just for reaction, or are you looking for open discussion? Open discussions can be hard. If anything, they might be harder than actually dismissing someone, but we value those things. At the same time, however, if it's in bad faith, then we're not gonna pretend like it has the same merit if it's simply to get a rise out of us. Whereas if the question was in good faith and it was about a disagreement, no matter how big or how small, or it was simply just to clarify something, or even if it was a question that none of us had even thought of before, that especially, it's good to hear. So to answer your question, the biggest thing I would emphasize, or we would emphasize as a club, is we want to answer all the questions we can, and while we may stick to values over time, the idea of having an open mind does apply not just to the receiver of the question and the answerer, but also the people who may or may not be getting to try to get a rise out of us, and if they're asking in genuine faith, then that's all the better for us.
Thank you. Treasurer Hoyos?
So I have a context from what President Di Gregorio said, and then I have a question. I had said that we killed bingos because we just gave a lot less money for bingo this year. There was like a ridiculous amount of money spent last year on just bingo, and there's just a lot less this year, which is good because clubs are doing other things that are actually engaging and meaningful. And so you can still request money for bingo next year. It's not like I didn't like murder bingo, but yeah, that was just something I said about this year. And a question that I have is, so I don't really know if progressive is like a political party, but it sounds like it is one to me. So like, do you have any other names that you could use for your club if you're claiming that it is not politically affiliated with any party or ideology?
So as far as I'm concerned, whether or not there is or isn't a progressive club that may or may not be active in Rhode Island, the point is not to have a certain club to not have a certain party affiliation or not. It's not necessarily, while it is something that we pride ourselves on having that distinction from not necessarily being under the control of a political party, we do want to emphasize the progressive side of things. On a more personal note, I thought it would be nice to have a club like this because originally I was thinking, what kind of political club could there be? And of course you think political science, and while it's great to have that open discussion, we also wanted to find something that may be admittedly a little more partisan, but I don't think that's necessarily a negative thing. In regards to the name of it, I would say that Rick Progressives doesn't necessarily have to be set in stone. However, at the same time, I do think that it was something that the different members, the founding members of our club, if you want to say the founders of the club, we had agreed upon, and it was something where even if it does align with a certain party, it doesn't have to be under that control of that party. And we would also love to emphasize, we're more than happy to do so, that we don't align specifically with any particular political ideology or party exactly, more so that even though there might be a lot of overlap, again, I'll say, we're not going to be under the control of any political party in particular, and we'd rather have the democratic process of say if there's any policies that we want to emphasize.
Okay, thank you. We're gonna go to Rep Levis and then Rep Mann.
So just for full transparency and disclosure, Josh has talked with me about being a faculty advisor, and I just want to clarify, Miguel, that progressive is not, first of all, we have no progressive political party in our country. We have a workers' family party, which is a progressive party, but we actually do not have a political party that is a progressives party. The progressives is meant to be a way of thinking, not a political party, the way that they've presented and created the club. So it is not aligned as a political party like RIC Democrats or RIC Republicans. It's about progressive thinking. They may decide to align with values that align with some political issues, but it's not a progressive political party. So that was just to clarify. That's it.
Thank you. Rep Pacheco?
I just wanted to point out that I don't even think it matters if you were associated with a political party or not. We've had RIC Democrats and Republicans in the past, and I don't think it's SCG's job to stop people from starting a politically affiliated group. I think it's a non-point anyway.
Okay, great, thank you. I'd like to just iterate, we're not gonna get into a debate right now. This is just the time to ask questions to Josh and Monica about their new club. So are there any more questions for the RIC Progressives? Rep Mann?
Pass this amendment, not amendment, this constitution.
Okay, you made a motion?
Yes, I'm making a motion to pass this constitution.
The RIC Progressives?
The RIC Progressives.
All right, seconded by President DiGregorio. Is there any discussion on the RIC Progressives' new constitution? Treasurer Hoyos?
I think, yeah, I wasn't trying to make that point, Marcus, that they shouldn't be a club. I think that this should be a club. But I think it should be a different name, because if you're making a club that's like, the name is an ideology, then I don't think that you can also say that we don't follow any specific like ideology or political affiliation. So I feel like the name should be different before we approve it.
Can I make a point of information?
Yeah, go ahead.
So point of information, this isn't anything I'd seen Miguel that I mentioned earlier, that if I didn't clarify, I'm sorry, but what I meant was that we weren't going to follow the strict like guidelines or be under the control of any certain political party, whereas like in the political science department, a lot of us can tell you that parties and ideology is not necessarily the same thing, and our main point is just emphasizing that it comes down not to the party, but more just the different beliefs, which of course aren't set in stone, but it's more so to do with the beliefs than any particular party.
Thank you. Are there any more discussions on approving RIC Progressive's new constitution? Rep Pacheco?
So, I don't know if it's, if in the voting rights section, voting on all matters pertaining to the club, including financial and electoral matters, shall be limited to Rhode Island College student activity fee paying members. Is it not normal to just make it members of the club? Because that sounds like anyone could theoretically vote.
I'm gonna pass your question on to Secretary
I
Clonis.
can help out with that. So all of our clubs are open to anyone at RIC who's paying student activity fees. So that's why it says that, because it's open to anyone to join, so anyone can vote on that matter.
Okay, they don't have to be a member technically
Well, wait, which one are you talking about? What section?
so you already limit membership to anyone who's paying the RIC student activity fee.
What section are you in?
So I'm in section 4.1.1.
And this is also in all of the constitutions.
Okay,
So
all
like
right,
this
I
is
just-
this is embedded in our model constitution, so this doesn't change for anyone.
I'm sorry, 4.2.1.
Yep.
That's the next one down.
Yeah, same
So
thing.
you already limited membership to, you made it open to all students, right? They have to be paying the activity fee. So I'm just wondering why it doesn't say like, voting on all matters would be, limited to members of the club, right? So like, 'cause not anyone could just come and vote on your club, could they?
Secretary Clonis, you have the floor to respond, and then we're
sorry.
gonna go into our next comments from Rep Dempsey, Jakes, and then Vice President Sullivan.
I mean, do you wanna speak on
Sure, I can speak on it.
Go ahead, Matt.
So as far as like it goes, like yes, like anyone can join the club, but there are oftentimes like if there's specific rules of like who can vote, that'll be under like there's a separate section.
Right, that's the section I'm talking
It's
about.
like no, it's further in the Constitution. Like when you get to
Oh, I'm sorry.
where it comes into their elections and yeah, it'd be under elections oftentimes, like if there's like any other rules of like who can
okay.
like if there's a certain amount of meetings or so, that
This
you
is
have
what
to
we have in
attend
all of
first
them.
or
Yeah.
whatever, if it's not there, then anyone can figure
Okay. Thank you. Rep Dempsey, do you have a comment? You have the floor.
Your general.
So two things, one about the title of the club, I really don't think it's that big of a deal, because one, again, as you said, it's not, there is no progressive political party. There was a progressive movement back in the late 1890s and to 1920s, but I mean, it's not a party, it was a movement, it's a movement. If it's a political club, then it should have a name that's political science backed. And I'll also say, if you start making these kids change their names based on party sides, that's a slippery slope, because at the same time, there was another club that was trying to, gave them every opportunity to show up, but they never showed up, but Turning Point USA, if they actually made it through, decided to show up and stand before us, I mean, you're gonna make them change their name too, because they well known, they go as other side. They certainly go, their political public parent company, organization tends to go another way, you know, on the other side of the spectrum, so you're gonna make them change their name too. So it's like, it's politically backed, it's a political themed club, so it doesn't really make sense they have a political title. Or like a movement, a political movement. In this case, it's a movement, it's not even a party.
Okay, thank you. President DiGregorio?
I call the previous question.
Okay, I'm looking for a second. Seconded by Rep Goldberg. Just a reminder, this is a motion to end discussion. It requires a 2/3 vote and there's no debate on it. So I call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. We are now going to move to the vote to approve Rick Progressive's new constitution. I call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Rick Progressives, your constitution is passed. Thank you.
I would say if you're a part of the Rick Progressives Club, you should abstain.
Oh,
Yeah.
abstained.
Can you raise your hand if you abstain? Okay. Josh.
And
Micah,
Brianna
Aiden,
Santo, oh sorry,
Malcolm.
sorry.
I know, but she's.
Anybody else?
She's
Oh,
okay.
before.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry, sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
you.
Good job, guys. All right. We are now going to move on to reports. First is Finance Commission meeting minutes from March 4th, 2026. Treasurer Hoyos, you have the floor to just present those minutes.
All right, please review the minutes from Finance Commission, March 4th. Why is it only March 4th?
Because the rest of the minutes that went to finance were not yet proofed and edited by the time this agenda came out.
Okay, so we passed some amendments today in the Finance Commission that could you read them for just March 4th?
So for March, make a motion first.
I mean,
Hold on, you can move to.
Treasurer Hoyos and Rep Dempsey, if those amendments are passed in finance, there's no reason to bring them up again at Parliament. I think it just takes up time. So if you'd like to just move to approve the minutes, that would be more efficient.
As amended.
As amended.
I mean, nobody knows what the amendments are.
Correct.
So you don't know what you're voting on.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just gonna go through it quick. So on page 1, they misspelled Miguel's name. There's supposed to be an I in his name. On page 15, under where it says the title of the club, Latin American Student Organization, there's an S at the end of students. It should be singular, so the S needs to be stricken. And that's it.
Thank you. But what I'm saying is that those amendments were already passed in finance, and this is the first time these minutes are even coming to Parliament. So even though they've been amended before, they're still new to us, and those are the amendments that finance passed that are now before our review. we don't need to go over the amendments that were made.
Yeah, but they're in
It
the
makes no
packet.
difference.
At the end of the packet though, that they all got to see.
Yes, right?
No.
They're not?
No, they were sent out like 2 days ago.
Yeah, they came to finance the same day. They're allowed to.
Oh.
Committee meetings are allowed to come to Parliament the same day they go to committee.
Okay, my bad,
Because
guys.
they pass in committee first.
Okay, thank you. Was that all the amendments then for March 4th? Okay. Check the move.
Making sure that I'm doing this fastly. Yes, I'm seeking a motion to amend. Approve.
Approve as amended.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm seeking a motion to approve the amended Finance Committee minutes from March 4th, 2026.
Okay. Seconded by President DiGregorio. Is there any discussion on approving the Finance Commission minutes from March 4th? Seeing as there's no discussion, I call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes passed. Thank you. It's me. Bylaws and Adjudication Commission meeting minutes from February 9th and March 30th. So I yield the gavel to Deputy Speaker LaRose. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so those are on bylaws. If you guys just want to make sure your name is where it's supposed to be.
Oh, I yield the floor to
No,
President.
no, you
Oh, President DiGregorio.
I'd like to make a motion to approve these meeting minutes.
Both sets?
The February 9th.
February 9th.
February 9th, yeah.
Seconded by Rep. Rocha and Rep. Goldberg. I call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Okay. Then next is March 30th. So once again, those that are on bylaws, make sure your names. I'm pretty positive I got it right though.
Speaker Tomini.
I'd like to move to approve the bylaws adjudication meeting minutes from March 30th, 2026.
Seconded by President DiGregorio and Rep. Van. Call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Passed.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I yield the floor. Well, I yield the gavel.
All right, thank you. And I yield the floor to Deputy Speaker LaRose to just introduce her conditions and services meeting minutes from March 27th.
These were sent out in the material. Just everybody check it out. We hit quorum. We have minutes. So make sure your name's on there and everything.
President DiGregorio.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes of March 27th.
Seconded by Rep. Goldberg. Is there any discussion on the condition services meeting minutes from the 27th? Seeing as there's no discussion on the minutes, I call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting minutes approved. All right, now we're going to move on to old business. I yield the floor to Vice President Sullivan to talk about the vote to dissolve the Student Entertainment Committee.
Yeah, so everyone said the concert just went so bad we had to get rid of the committee, which just like sucked. Okay. So we talked about it before. It wasn't really meant to be, like, it was under SCG, but I think it serves better under programming. I think they have more of the resources, more of the time. They go to conferences, learn all of the information. And I will always be a resource, but for that, I just think it's better to go under programming and not under SCG. I don't think we should do large-scale programming like that. So, kind of sad, but we're going to get rid of SEC.
Thank you. President DiGregorio.
I move to dissolve the Student Entertainment Committee.
Seconded by Deputy Speaker LaRose. Is there any discussion on the vote or on dissolving the Student Entertainment Committee? All right. Seeing as there's no discussion, I call the question to dissolve the Student Entertainment Committee. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay. Committee dissolved. Now we are going to move on to new business. Treasurer Hoyos is going to introduce the Programming Event Board Stipend Policy Contract Changes. Treasurer Hoyos, you have the floor.
All right, thanks. So, programming, we wanted to change their stipend contract because this year there was a lot of unclarity, if that's a word, hullabaloo. Lack of, and it stemmed from their stipend contract because they had a lot of responsibilities that were not clearly defined. And members were quitting of the e-board all throughout the year. So we wanted to try and fix that before the end of this year so that starting next school year, there's a clearly outlined stipend contract for the programming event board. So we highlighted the changes and then we crossed out or striked through all of the things that we were moving. We added some rough times where events happen that they have to support, that programming event board will have to support. That just wasn't there last year, so programming event board had no clue when these events were happening, but they were contracted to participate. We changed their event schedule from, they had one small weekly event, a bi-weekly medium event, and then one or two large events per semester. And that's a lot for full-time students on top of everything else we're asking them to do. So we changed that to just a minimum of one large-scale weekend event each month. So that would be 4 per semester. This is also part of a push to have more weekend events, have more people here on campus on the weekends. And then it also includes that they're supported by the CELD programming coordinator, which is currently Ty Lee in the CELD office, because that's part of her job description that she should be helping them. That's her job. We also added event chair people and ad hoc committees because it was expressed to us that there was a lot of workload placed just on the e-board, and we wanted to make it so that each event, because it's just one large event per month, would have its own subcommittee, which is ad hoc, so it would just meet until that event happened and then it would dissolve for the rest of the year. And then the rest is, we changed the NACA conference that they have to attend. We just said that it's traditionally held in Hartford, Connecticut, and that's just because they went to California last year, which is great, but Connecticut's a lot more accessible financially and time-wise and every single way. And then we just adjusted some of the e-board rules. Oh yeah, and we went through this contract. I made changes to it, showed it to Dante, he made changes to it. We brought it to programming, they made changes to it. Brought it to Ty Lee, she made changes to it. Brought it to Ted Zito, and now it's here. So this has gone through a lot of people. That's it for me.
Thank you. President DiGregorio?
I move to approve this new stipend contract.
Okay, seconded by Rep Mello. Is there any discussion on the proposed changes to the programming contract? Vice President Sullivan?
Real quick, can we make an amendment to the bottom where it says signature of SCG President Matthew Jakes?
Yes, would you like to make that motion?
Yes.
President DiGregorio?
I'm seconding that motion.
Oh, okay.
What are you changing?
Just
to my name.
Yeah, just state I move to
I
strike
move to
and-
amend the programming constitution or contract to say signature of President SCG Incorporated to Dante DiGregorio.
Okay, looking for a second.
Question.
Seconded by President DiGregorio. Now we're moving to discussion. Rep Weber?
The one that's highlighted, there's one beneath it and that has a blank. I think the one beneath is the changes to be approved and the one above is just a modified version. And there's a blank spot for the name. Because the top one was approved previously.
Point of information, this is correct.
This is correct.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one.
Okay.
That blank will be filled with my name.
My bad.
Seeing as the motion is unnecessary, we will just move past that and we'll move back to discussion on just approving the updated programming contract. Cindy Kozel.
On number R, where we talk about attend the NACA conference, instead of saying traditionally in Hartford, it should say attend the NACA New England Regional Conference, because it does not always happen in Hartford, it moves all over New England. So if you just say NACA New England Regional Conference, it'll cover it and you don't have to have a vote.
It's under organizational expectation, it's
Number R.
2R.
2R. Okay.
Can you make that motion?
I move that we amend the proposed stipend policy to include NACA New England Regional Conference.
Okay, seconded by Deputy Speaker LaRose. Is there any discussion on the amendment? Seeing as there is no discussion on the amendment, I call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Amendment approved. And then now we are back to just discussion on the amended, updated programming contract. Is there any more discussion? Seeing as there is no more discussion, I call the question to approve the amended, proposed, updated, whatever, programming contract. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, pass. Good job, guys. And now we are gonna move on to, well, I'm just gonna yield the floor to Treasurer Hoyos to talk about the next item.
All right, the Resident Student Association stipend contract is up for nullification because the Resident Student Association is one of the 6 stipend orgs right now. And they have these responsibilities that they're supposed to meet outlined in this contract. And this year, I can count probably less than one hand of these bullets that they have completed. And I have told them repetitively to talk to President DiGregorio, to talk to their advisor, and then like they've come to Nikita and they've been recommended to take action within their club because they're, I don't know, they have problems within the club and they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, but they're not doing what then those people who are like complaining about it aren't doing anything about it. So I have withheld their whole stipend last semester. I'm withholding their whole stipend this semester. And they didn't even do the budget hearings, so they're a capped club next year. There are a lot of clubs on campus that are not paid, that are doing so much more work than this club. And this, like nullifying this contract right now, doesn't mean that they can never get paid again. If the club wants to bring it back to Parliament, they can do that. If Parliament wants to bring it back because the club's activity warrants receiving a stipend again, then Parliament can bring it back. But right now and in the near future, I don't see why they would get paid.
Okay, thank you. Would you like to make a motion to? If you make a motion to the action you want to, then we can move to discussion.
Okay, I move to nullify the program, or sorry, it's RSA stipend contract.
Okay, seconded by Rep. Russell. We will now move to discussion on the topic. Vice President Sullivan.
Yeah, I have a point and I have a question. My first point is I also wanted to note that I've reached out to them a couple times about doing their elections as they are a stipend org. I have to sit in, or someone on the election commission has to sit in on their meeting. And I've reached out and I've gotten no response. So that's just been hard. And then I also wanted to ask for Treasurer Hoyos when this would go into effect.
Treasurer Hoyos?
So if we nullify it, they've already signed it for this school year.
Okay.
And so there just wouldn't be a contract for them to sign, start next school year. But they're not getting paid this semester anyway because they didn't fulfill their duties.
Thank you. Rep. Jakes?
Yeah, so alright, my question is, do you feel like this is an issue with this particular RSAE board, or do you think this would be a continuous problem if they were to continue to fund it?
Treasurer Hoyos?
This e-board and their friends have been on e-board for years, and it's been like less and less activity every year. I've been a resident every year for the past 4 years, and I've seen that. So I don't see it reversing. They're not doing anything about it.
Thank you. Rep Pacheco?
So, I was looking at the list of responsibilities for RSA here, and it's a lot of important stuff, like help with moving day. Do we have any authority as Parliament to call their e-board to us, or to put somebody else in charge of organizations like this? Like, do we have any recall authority? Like, what if, like, this is already a problem, what if something happened with another stipend org, like Wixon or programming, or, do you know what I'm saying? Like, that would be like a major detriment to student life on campus. Like, shouldn't we have some ability to either recall people, or is there other steps we could have taken?
I'll give the floor to President Gregorio to answer that.
Yeah, I mean, that is a good point. And like, we could have hypothetically done that, but they've had so many opportunities, and they just haven't been able to rise to the occasion of any of them. And if we did this with every single stipend org that received, like got paid for the work they did, like for example with programming, how like we now have more oversight over that. We can't do that with every single stipend org. It would just be too much of a hassle. So I think they will be able to survive just fine as a regular club, like the rest of the clubs, and as a capped one until they're able to improve upon their performance. I mean, recall is defined in their constitution. RSA came to me wondering about recall, and I showed them their constitution. So yeah, they know about recall, and
We don't have an ability to.
Yeah. Rep Pacheco. Rep Levis?
So it's a really good question that Marcus raised. The other question is just programmatically, who's gonna do the work, Miguel? Who's gonna do the work that they were actually funded to do? And it's important work, which is what Rep Pacheco addressed. So if we're actually rescinding their contract and also not paying them, how are we gonna make sure the residents are gonna get the services that the org was supposed to be delivering?
Treasurer Hoyos, you have the floor to respond.
So for the move-in day, for example, there are a lot of other groups that help with move-in day that are required to, and this club it doesn't even have members besides the e-board right now, and the e-board members don't go to their own meetings. So I don't expect them to help at move-in day. Like they are not doing anything that they're supposed to be doing. So this is just a stipend contract. They still have their constitution. So students can still like revive this club, make it great again, but that's up to whoever's next. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Rep Dempsey?
Yeah, just to reiterate, this club, just because we're potentially rescinding this contract, they still exist, as you just say, they still exist as a club, which means even though they have now limited money they can go for next year, because they failed to go through the budget process back in April, and prior in February, they can still come ask money, they can still go to finance next year, they can ask for funds to still do some of the events that they normally do. The only difference is it's not gonna get paid for it. But if they prove with the SCG that they're worthy of getting paid again, like before in the past, then it'd be up to the next Parliament to decide whether or not to grant them that. But this is just all we're doing really is just taking away the 4 e-board officers' pay. But they can still function and they can still ask for money for the club itself.
Thank you. Rep Jakes?
Yeah, so another, and again, like, obviously that's definitely one way to go with it. I mean, it's also a good idea. Another idea that I could pitch is like, we had similar issues with programming in the past, like in the last couple of years before this year. And what Parliament did last year is that we had it where it's like the SCG Executive Council worked along with the student activities to pick to like interview and pick the officers. That could be a route that next year's e-board could go, SCG e-board could go, and decide to go that route and do the same thing with RSA and have their interview their officers and then pick who they are, so that make sure that they are doing their jobs. that's just another suggestion to put out there for next year's guys, not as much for this year, cause it's already kind of done.
Thank you. Is there any more discussion on the motion to nullify RSA's stipend contract? Seeing as there, Rep. Pacheco?
Point of inquiry.
Yep.
By doing this, we're just revoking their pay for this year. We're not necessarily, like, if next year, like, how hard is it for them to get a stipend contract again?
Treasurer Hoyos?
They would have to do a lot to get it back. There's a lot of clubs that do a lot of stuff and do not get compensated, besides the connections and experience. And this club, right now, is doing next to nothing, so.
I get that.
Yeah.
Treasurer Hoyos, maybe you could just elaborate on the process that RSA would have to take in the future to redeem getting paid.
Yeah, so they would ask SCG to reinstate this stipend contract. And then SCG can talk about it then. When they could also request to change the stipend contract and then reinstate it, but yeah, that would be in the future for up to them. Any club right now can ask to get a stipend, it's just they don't, and that's not really why we want people to do clubs. So does that answer your question?
I think
We're gonna go to Rep. Rocha,
Okay.
and then if you have a further comment, we can come back to you. So you have the floor.
Yeah, so I have two different things, but we can do one at a time. Do you know how long that current e-board, because it seems like you said, there's no other general members, it's just the e-board. Do you know how long they even have left in their time being activity fee paying members?
Some of them are sophomores,
Okay.
so it's at least 2 more years for some of them.
Okay.
Thank you. Rep. Russell?
Yeah, so I think also it's if they have a stipend contract next year, that's gonna be worth more money than a capped club is worth, and they didn't show up to budget hearings, and so we can't not hold them to the standard that we would hold any other club to, and we can't exceed the amount of money that we give them just because they're a stipend award.
Thank you. Is there any more discussion on the motion? Rep. Rocha?
Also, could we take if we say no to this, could we take a different route of maybe decreasing that pay and kind of doing what we did with Morgan's message and everything they did, where they have to submit here's our full-on plan for this event. So it's more of a way of them committing to earning their thing is they have to submit something to Parliament to say this is how we're gonna run our event.
Treasurer Hoyos?
I mean, if you want to write that policy, you can. I'm not doing that. I got 2 weeks left, and I have other things to be doing. But also, that's just a lot more work on us, and we should not be controlling all of these clubs, because there's going to be more and more clubs that we're picking e-boards for, and people should be responsible for what they're signing off on. So while you could decrease the pay, even if you decrease it, they don't deserve any amount of pay.
And also just
Hold on, Matt.
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in.
It's okay. Secretary Colonis?
Just a point of information about the athletics, that's what Morgan's message, athletics is requiring that for them. We're not really requiring them to do that.
Thank you. President DiGregorio?
I move the previous question.
Looking for a second? Okay, seconded by Mann. This now moves to a vote. All in favor of
Aye.
ending debate?
Aye.
All right, all opposed? Okay, we will now move to a vote on dissolving not dissolving, where am I at?
Nullifying.
On nullifying the Resident Student Association stipend policy contract. I call the question. All in favor of Treasurer Hoyos' motion?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Stipend policy
Any
contract.
abstentions?
Revote. Any abstentions? Anyone RSA? Nope.
Those go to their own meetings and they're coming to ours.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're gonna move on to the new mission statement for review from you guys and a possible vote. So, Vice President Sullivan, you have the floor to present that.
Yeah, So shout out PR committee. That was really cool that we were able to fix this. So, if you look all the way at the bottom of the PDF, go to page like 96 in the PDF. SCG still have this big long paragraph. We still do have it, but they tried changing it last year. So I took some notes from last year, and then my PR committee, we kind of talked through it, and so we've changed it to: the mission of Student Community Government Incorporated is to represent and advocate for all the students of Rhode Island College by faithfully upholding the will, interests, and voices of the student body, while responsibly overseeing and allocating the student activity fee to enhance student life. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's one sentence. Just for also some context, mission statements should not be 3 paragraphs long. It's better if they're 1 paragraph. And I also want to really put in there the thing about the student activity fee, because what makes SCG unique in comparison to other school student governments is that we get the whole student activity fee. A lot of other schools, they get partial student activity fee, and they don't really get like full control. It's really cool, and I think this will really solidify it so that like if there's, God forbid they try to take rid of that, we can be like, well, it's in our mission statement. So just know that when discussing, yeah. I yield the floor to Speaker Dominic.
Thank you. Would you like to make a motion to approve the new mission statement, and then we can move to discussion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the new mission statement.
Seconded by Rep. Mann. We will now move to discussion on the new mission statement. Is there any discussion on the new mission statement? You guys like it?
Yes, you should. Good job.
Okay. Seeing as there's no discussion, I'll call the question to approve the new mission statement for student community government. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
There's abstentions if you're in PR.
Oh, I thought,
Is there?
I thought,
are we abstaining?
if you're in PR, do you abstain?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
who said that?
God, what guys? Who
What
said that?
the heck?
Because it doesn't affect you, it's not like a bias.
Yeah.
Good job, Tess.
Thanks.
All right. Yeah. All right. Great. We're gonna move on to updates and remarks. So first, our administration update from Mrs. Cindy Kozel. You have the floor.
So I want to echo a huge congratulations for SCG for getting their first campus-wide election. That was amazing accomplishment and something that since I've been here, SCG has talked about, so it's great to see that actually come to fruition. So great job there. Congratulations again to all of those that ran and those that were elected. But I want to say great job to all of you that came out to the Council on Post-Secondary Education. You all did an amazing job. I was so proud of all of you up there doing such a good job expressing your beliefs and standing up for what you believed in. And it was wonderful to see. And I think everyone that was there and people that watched it on TV have made a note about how great our student community government was and how great our RIC students were. So that is wonderful. So you should all be so proud. I do have a question. I brought forward $500 and SCG Exec did $500 for the wonderful booths at Accepted Students Day. Have you announced the prize winners yet?
Who's leading on that?
I know Exec was talking about it, but
Monica,
these
you wanna
groups did such a wonderful job. I want to make sure that we get the prizes
Where's
out
Ted
to
Zito?
people.
Hey, Monica.
Where's Ted Zito?
Yeah, Monica got that.
Was at the floor to update. her.
Oh, do you not remember?
Okay. No, I don't know. I wasn't the person who was.
Wait, okay.
Okay. No, I haven't.
You haven't?
Yeah. So it was Anchor TV, it was Recovery, and it was Data Phi Alpha or something? Epsilon, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember, I'm not good at sorority
Can we
names.
just get the winners out so we can get them their money? I
Yeah,
want to make sure
we-
we get
yeah.
the money, but again, great job. This was the best Accepted Students Day we had, and the student clubs and organizations made it that way, and to have 26 clubs and organizations there was amazing. So wonderful job, and I think the incentive really paid off. So I would gladly give extra money next year to help do this again.
Great. Thank you. All right, next we're gonna move on to our faculty update from Dr. Perry Levis.
Okay, I'm not gonna just say everything that Cindy said, but I'm gonna try and say a couple of, I'll ditto everything that Cindy said, but also add a couple of other things. I don't know if we're gonna do this next week, but I just wanna give a shout out to the current exec council of SCG, which is built upon 3 to 4 years of hard work rebuilding student community government. When I came into RIC in 2022, this is a very different organization and it's built by lots of hard-working people. So thank you to all of you. I also want to give a shout out to both Nikita and William. You cannot imagine what hard work they do to make this all run, and even the meeting minutes that we read it is intense work to actually do meeting minutes, and until you've done them, you actually don't understand what's involved. And the fact that we have such high quality meeting minutes and you have someone like William that's actually able to catch all of our mistakes is a huge benefit to us. Like, it's just huge. Okay, so I want to just also thank, it is hard to sit in an SCG table and to have lost an election and then sit in an organization and still want to be involved. So we did thank everyone who ran, both for general election and for the offices tonight. But I especially want to recognize to have the wherewithal to actually sit still in a meeting with your peers when you've lost an election is a really hard thing to do. And we've watched many people model it, and for that they should really get some props from all of us about how they handle it. Okay, so this is like a second to last time you'll hear my voice in this position, so I'm going to continue to say something very similar, which is this is an organization that needs more faculty involvement and more faculty voice working with exec council. So it's not only the reps that are sitting here, but I implore you all to figure out ways in which for the next exec council to work more with faculty so that faculty can help you to succeed in the things that you want to do. And there's lots of us that want to do that. I want to underscore what both members of exec council said and what Cindy said about how unbelievably proud I was to not be able to, I was not able to be there last Wednesday night, but I saw everyone on TV, and I had so many faculty members coming to talk to me how amazing you all were. That being said, we have work to do. So there's two issues that sit before the current exec council and the ones that are coming in, which is there was a process that lacked transparency, and then there was an outcome that actually was built upon data that was not substantiated data, that was actually an invalid survey instrument with 152 participants out of our 6,000 plus campus. By the way, that's just students. If we add students, faculty, and staff, you can ask Riley here, who gave her senior thesis today, whether or not that's actually generalizable to the population when we have 152 surveys. And so I, in my faculty hat, am saying to you all that there is an issue about process of what happened and the lack of transparency in the process, not only to SCG, but the entire student community and the faculty community here at Rhode Island College about how the decisions about arming campus police were made without true input from our community. And the reason that the OPC voted in favor was primarily because the president of Rhode Island College and the president of CCRI wanted this to happen. So there's both a process issue and then there is actually a content issue. And I had a couple of SCG members in talking to them asking about like what comes next. And so I sent an email to SCG Executive Council today to say that your voices are not dead, that there's ways in which that student voice can be used to actually continue to influence the process. And so if I can be helpful to be able to talk to you all about the ways of doing that, I'm happy to do that. But it should not be a dead in the water just because OPC voted to actually arm campus police. Okay. My last thing is really for Judy, is that the annual survey that you're sending out so we don't repeat mistakes. The annual survey, there are so many faculty and students on campus who know how to analyze survey data and know how to analyze whether or not the survey sample is generalizable to our campus. So please use those resources when we actually analyze the survey and get it out to the community. That's it.
Thank you. Next, we're going to hear our staff updates from Mr. Michael Kane.
today I wanted to talk about. So I am on the President's Task Force for AI implementation with 2 Parliament members here as well. Wanted to share an update about that. It involves faculty, staff, and students. I thought it was relevant for tonight. So I want to start by saying I try to keep each perspectives that I've heard from each and every student I've talked to of the balance of anti-AI, pro-AI. How does it fit into the ethics of educational stuff in that realm? So we've had 2 committee meetings. We had a public meeting as well, faculty, staff, and students, and we've had a forum. So we flew in 2 guest speakers for the forum. I saw a lot of you there. It was excellent to see you all there. Very balanced discussion. And so hopefully in the fall, we'll have more interim guidance for students and faculty and staff at the college. So just something that on the staff side I've been working on, and I wanted to bring to everybody's attention that your all thoughts are being portrayed equally in that manner. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Next, we're going to hear from Mr. Michael Ward.
All right, so I had a couple of small things real quick. We had a second dining committee meeting, which entailed a tour of our kitchen facilities. I think, my experience in that was a lot of education, perhaps some things that folks didn't expect that they got to see really behind the curtains. Those tours are open. I think the chef would gladly take anyone and everyone through our facilities. So if anyone has an interest in that, please raise your hand. We'd welcome you to come through. The other thing I would say is, unfortunately, I will not be with you next week, but I just want to say how impressed I have been in the time that we've been together. You make more of a difference than I think you realize. I see you all as you walk through the facilities. I see you engage with one another, and I know that it's as I said, it's very impressive. So thank you for what you do to serve the college community, and I look forward to working with folks that will be here in years to come. But for those graduating, congratulations.
Thank you. Mrs. Cindy Kozel?
I just wanted to put a plug here that what Michael isn't sharing to you is why he's not gonna be here, is he will be at the BPS ceremony, because Michael is graduating with a bunch of you on May 16th.
All right, thank you very much. Lastly, we're gonna hear our alumni update from Mr. Matthew Jakes.
Thank you, Speaker Ptolemy. On Thursday, May 21st, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., there will be a new and recent graduate celebration at the CIC in Providence. And one more thing I'd like to hit on is, again, a great job on the student-wide campus vote. Like everyone that ran and won, congratulations. For those of you who lost, don't be discouraged. Like, you're going to make a difference here. When I first got here, I lost the first 4 or 5 times I ran. I ended up being president of SCG for 2 years. So stay in the game, keep up the work, and you're going to do some great things here. All right.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, President Gregorio is going to do appointments, resignations, and vacancies.
Okay. Do you have to hit the gavel?
No.
Oh, you don't.
Just go over them and then make a motion to approve them.
Okay. So for conditions and services, I appointed Marcus Rocha. For public relations, I appointed Kaden Meza. For college committees, I appointed Sheila, sorry. To the dining services committee. And for resignations, we have Kaden Meza from conditions and services. And for expulsions, we have Joseph Rabofetti from finance and parliament due to a breach of confidentiality. I'd like to make a motion to approve the appointments, resignations, and expulsions.
Okay, seconded by Rep. Rocha. Is there any discussion on the appointments, resignations, and vacancies? And expulsions? Seeing as there is no discussion, I call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, approved. Next, we'll move on to issues of parliament members. So if you got an event you'd like to plug, something you'd like to complain about, now's the time. Rep. Goldberg.
I'll make this so fast, I promise. First thing, everybody go to the block party. It's going to be Friday, May 1st from 4 to 8. So much work went into this, please. It's going to be really fun. So many things are happening. SCG just posted about it, so there's more information there.
Sure did.
I'm not going to tell you all about it because it's online. The last thing, I do feel, sorry, I just died. I do feel the need to clarify something that you just said. I also was there to testify in opposition. I agree with the sentiment of what you just said, but I do need to correct the data.
Yeah, I know, I just looked.
Okay,
Cindy,
sorry.
I was gonna correct it, no, Jamie,
just-
I appreciate it.
Yeah, so I've made my opinion on this very clear. I was there in opposition. I still stand by that, but accurate data is very important.
No, Jamie, thank you.
1,376 students were polled. The 152 were analyzed. The 152 were the surveys that were deemed like invalid or like I guess tampered with, so they were removed for accuracy. I still agree, the way that this data was handled, I already gave a testimony about it, I don't need to do my soapbox, but I just wanted us all to be having the
Yes,
same
Jamie, actually,
data.
that's the wrong data also. We should just attach the data that we should actually just use the data with the numbers that were in President Warner's email.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking at it.
1376, 90%.
Thank you.
This is not important.
Yeah, sorry.
We're gonna hear from Representative next.
Hey guys, next Wednesday, the 29th, we're having an end of your party for debate. Y'all should come. It's a potluck. There will be cake.
Thank you.
Cake.
Cake because it's Nicole's birthday.
Oh. Okay, Rep Reed.
I just wanted to plug the last two events of the Environmental Earth Week extravaganza. Tomorrow we're doing a greenhouse tour at 1 p.m. You can look in there, and then Friday we're doing the Vision Board Craft Night at the Bistro, 6 to 8 p.m.
You should go.
Cool. Thank you. Rep Meza.
So Safe Connections is having an event next Thursday the 30th at Sweet Hall Lounge for Denim Day. There's gonna be denim painting. There's gonna be canvas painting. You guys should come. Yay!
Thank you. Representative Valdez.
Hey everyone. So, next Thursday, there's two big events. Lasso is throwing a dance festival from 4 to 8 on the quad. There's gonna be a food truck, there's gonna be performances, it's gonna be great. But it's not done yet. From 6 to 8 in the Bistro, programming is also doing our last bingo in Donovan. Corrections, in Donovan. So, you should totally make time for both events. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Rep Acosta.
Next Thursday is Pre-Law Society's elections for e-board, so please come and run, and there will be food.
Great, thank you. Treasurer Hoyos.
On Monday, the 27th, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. is the Spring Expo for honors students. There's going to be people presenting their honors projects there. I'm scheduled to be there. I don't know if I want to put together a poster or not, but I probably will. And next Wednesday, April 29th, from 12 to 1:30 I think it's 12:30 to 2 is Cap and Gown Convocation. That is where graduating seniors receive awards and recognitions, and several of the graduating seniors here are receiving them. And that's open to the public, general admission, first come, first serve. So if you're free during that time and you'd like to go, it would be cool to see you.
What time is it?
Next Wednesday from 12 to 2. If you're a senior, you can participate in it.
What if you're not able to attend?
Then you can't attend.
They usually stream it, Alex.
Okay.
They usually stream it.
Thanks.
I don't know.
No, I'm talking about how can I get the cords?
It's not
That's
cords.
no cords.
No, that's a different, what day is the?
If you have questions, we can wait till after the meeting so you can get the nitty-gritty details that you need. Representative Reed?
I also wanted to plug another event. Josh Greenberg is getting married to John Sigmund's sister, Aspen, on next Tuesday, 8 p.m. at Gage 100. It's going to be a beautiful wedding.
Nice, cool. Representative Pacheco.
So, the next Thursday, you guys are gonna be super busy because I think basically after everything else, from 7 to 11, gamers, or it's midnight. Oh, I'm sorry, from 7 to midnight, gamers doing its last event, and we're like half building an arcade in the upstairs ballroom. So, come check that out. You can win prizes and show how good you are at Mario Kart.
Also, it's a charity event,
So
Oh,
the
yeah.
proceeds are gonna go to the, like, a children's hospital.
Yeah, we raise money for kids with like cancer and stuff. So if you don't come, you're a bad person. That's basically what I'm saying.
Thank you. President DiGregorio.
Oh, wait, you can give it to Brianna.
Okay, Rep. Acosta?
It was just, I forgot to mention that, the Law Society of, elections are engaged 303 from 4 to 5.
3, 4 to 5. Great, thank you. President DiGregorio?
I move to adjourn this meeting.
Any seconded by Rep. Russell. I call the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned. Please stay seated for roll call.
Okay, starting from the top, Dante DiGregorio.
Here.
Tess Sullivan.
Here.
Marina Colonis. Here. Miguel Hoyos.
Here.
And then
30th? Here.
Rita LaRose.
Here.
Natalie Acosta. Isabella Bach. Here. Josh Ballesteros.
Here.
Holly Barone. Here. Monica McDonough.
Yeah.
Darla Campbell. William Dempsey. Donovan Dodson. Jacob Fairholz.
Here.
Nicole Lennon. Jamie Goldberg. Alexander Howlett. Riley Jackman. Here. Alex Logan. Here. Malcolm Mann.
Here.
Paige Marshall. Madison Mello. Here. Keita Mesa. Here. Josh Mihalos. Kristen Monson. Here. Mark Chico.
Here.
No. Kai Reed.
Here.
Mark Storcha.
Present.
Chris Russell.
Here.
Jason Sanchez. John Seaman. Eddie Silva Ramos.
Here.
Nilsa Tashjian. Here. Jasmine Valdez. Jasmine Valdez.
Present.
Okay, thank you. Lucas Weber. Cindy Coastal. Here. Gary Levis.
Barry's here.
Melissa Marcotte. Michael Kane.
Here.
Michael Ward.
Here.
Dan Zito. Matthew Jakes. That's it, thank you.
Thank you, Nikita.
Thank you, Nikita.
Thank you, Laura.
Actually, I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. But like,
I'm getting out of here.
Stay for 5 seconds.
why? Please, can we do it another night? We really don't have to get right now.
Welcome to it.
Like,
Welcome
I feel
to
like
it.
it's not.
You're welcome to your board.
I'm